Well, that's good.
Barbie, do we have moderator capabilities yet?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, you do? So that means you can mute us.
Yes.
Can I do the music, the intro music?
Do you guys know what's going on yet with everything that, Clive Bundy, I guess, was said like yesterday or this morning or whatever? I try to catch some stuff on YouTube, but from what they picked apart, it's like he didn't say anything wrong, and I didn't know if you guys had heard from anybody actually out there or what.
That was on April 19th that footage was quoted off of, and we have posted a link onto the community conference call of the statement in its entirety. That's all I know at the present time. If anybody else would like to chime in. I nearly forgot. That was part of the purpose I called too. I read part of the comments, but it's from the New York Times, so it's not highly reliable.
Yeah, he went on a Peter Schiff or Chris Schiff show or something like earlier today and explained his comments, and he explained himself pretty well. It's on YouTube. You just have to put in Clive and Bundy and then hit in YouTube. You just have to put the upload date, any videos that were uploaded today, and his interview with Peter Schiff or Chris Schiff or Scott Schiff or one of those two, and he explained everything.
Peter Schiff probably. He's got his own show, I think.
Hey, Boki.
Yeah.
Are you driving?
Am I what?
Are you driving to work?
Yeah, I'm on my way to work. It will take me like 3 minutes to get there, so I figured I'd call just to see if anybody had any updates.
I can hear your background noise. Aren't you glad we
that Okie won?
No, that's Boki.
This Okie?
No, this is Barbie.
No, the other gal.
What happened to Okie? Like the old Dukes of Hazzard show, with Catherine Bach and Tom Schneider or whatever his name is and all them.
Who is asking for Okie?
Michigan 10. I was wondering if that was Okie speaking a second ago.
Okay. Michigan 10, I'm going to send you a message in a minute, okay? Let me put some soda in the fridge first.
No hurry, because I'm on my phone and won't be able to read it till I get home.
Oh, okay.
Where is Okie 1?
Okie 1 quit.
Oh, simple.
And further comments can be directed privately. Which, she's a sweetie and the whole situation is not good.
Because you got a bunch of uneducated retards reading the Times and Political and assuming that it's racist because the New York Times claims it's racist.
10-4. That's what I tell everybody. They're not reliable. From the Washington Post, the New York Times, the New York Slam, the Washington Compost, like Mark Levin said, these people are nuts. All right, I think they probably got them out of context. They play that card all the time. They're definitely trying to put a new spin on things today, that's for sure.
If they succeed making him look like a racist, they may move on him, but I doubt they'll be successful in doing that.
Does everybody want Barbie's prediction?
I do.
I don't think they succeed, but it is going to be a struggle. And I don't think Operation American Spring is even going to happen anymore because in the middle of the struggle with Mr. Bundy, Texas is going to pop out of the woodwork because of the Red River land grab, and I think it's like 90,000 acres that the BLM is trying to grab, and we're going to have to run over there. But that's just my opinion.
Barbie,
yeah.
I actually attend meetings every Wednesday at 8 o'clock over here. Virginia's got 10 groups across the state, and we meet for Operation American Spring. I understand your prediction. You think Texas might become another BLM operation. Who knows if that happens? But I think Operation American Spring is still a go. And as of yesterday, we got 22 more days to Operation American Spring. So I think it's still a go. Even though
I think it's a bad idea.
No, I understand your prediction. If what happens in Texas is worse than the Bundy Ranch, then I can see all the attention, leaving for the Red River area.
Can I interject something here?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Richard from Texas. I think that the BLM is going to have a little bit more opposition in Texas than they did out in Nevada because Greg Abbott has already asked them. He wants to see their whole file what they plan on doing, and then Rick Perry has already asked them what they're going to do. Go back all the way to the Spanish land grants and back to the Indians and retry everything to see who it belongs to. I think these two, as far as Texas is concerned, may give them more opposition than what Nevada did. as far as the government.
I think so too, and I think if we jump in on the Texas thing, not only is it going to give a lot of attention to it, but it's going to make people think, okay, the militia went from Nevada to Texas. They're not doing anything bad. They're not leaving a bunch of trash behind. They're Boy Scouting themselves, you know. It's going to make it look like, okay, what is the media doing? The media is making the militia guys look bad and those keepers look bad, but it's not the Patriots making them look bad. And with the attention that they're getting, people are starting to wake up and realize, hey, something's not quite adding up here.
Hey, I got a
Excuse me.
One is
Hey, this is Chuck. This is Chuck. I'll be able to give you a boots on the ground report from down at the river. I'll be going down there this weekend. I believe to talk to a rancher named Henderson, and maybe one or two more if I can get a hold of them. What we're looking for is an aggrieved party who will say, if you bring that bulldozer on this property, there's going to be violence. That's what we need. If we don't have someone to stand up to, if they're just going to play the legal route, there's not a thing we can do. If one person say, you bring equipment in to steal our land and it's gone, that we can get behind.
Chuck, you need to talk to my pipeline guy.
I'm sorry?
You need to talk to my pipeline guy. He might be able to help you find that person.
Okay, give me my phone number. Ask him to give me a shout. I'll be going down there with Becky
Guys
Williams,
can
by the way.
spook them out in Texas the way they got spooked in Nevada and their sheriff got spooked. If you can spook them even more in Texas, I guarantee you the BLM won't even touch Oklahoma, because I heard Oklahoma's the one that's next on the list after Texas.
Indian properties, what they're messing with there, too.
Yeah, it's a split on the property. The Red River goes down the middle. And the way the original paperwork said was, the land mass facing northeast from the river over or something like that. I have to pull it up and I can read it to you exactly. And now
Chuck?
they're going to say that all that land is BLM land, and it's not.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Chuck, how you doing? It's Manny. When you go up there to the Red River area, do you have any plans to get in touch with a county sheriff, responsible for that jurisdiction?
I haven't gotten that far. I have a guy in Oklahoma, my nephew, as a matter of fact, has already been down there, and I have not had the opportunity and time with all the stuff going on right now to try and get a hold of the sheriff. I would like to try and get him on an interview situation. Since I'm going down there with, sorry, memory's lousy, but Becky Williams, maybe we can try and get an interview. I need to call Becky and get more particulars on this. But we'll do everything we can. We'll do everything we can to keep you informed.
Yeah, of course. Now, the thing is, I'm thinking Texas is not going to be like in Nevada, and I think, I listened to Attorney General Greg Abbott. He was pretty much adamant about taking him to court. So if the Attorney General is behind, Mr. Henderson, and who knows what other law enforcement officer, in the area is going to be behind Mr. Henderson, I don't see the need for militia. Who knows if they may look? I love the militia. I'm a militia member myself. Okay, but maybe the Texas Rangers may come in, or the state troopers may come in and be enforcers of Texas law.
That's regarding Texas. The Guard probably might get involved too, since the Attorney General, is against the BLM in Texas.
Yeah, the state guard. Right. Well, it's a matter. Here's the thing: you have to look at it from step way back. A lot of times, look at things from a psyop perspective. The last thing that our government wants is another place where the militia rallies to. Right. That would be starting a trend. I do not trust any politician. So they would rather tie it up in court, say, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. We're handling it. We're fighting for you at the state level." Austin is as corrupt as any other state capital.
I agree.
And I think that they will try and tamp this down by making a lot of promises and hoping that after it blows over, then they can come back in and do it again. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop, period. They're trying to steal the water in this case. It's all about the water. And so I don't trust them. I don't trust Abbott. I don't trust any of them. I think they're just trying to tamp this down, stall it, delay it, say, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're protecting you." Hey, Perry is as corrupt as any governor going. He tried to sell a huge slice of Texas under the Trans-Texas corridor to Spain. I mean, he's a real skank, okay? And, he looks good in a cowboy hat, but that's all he is, and he himself is a puss.
Right.
So, guys, I gotta edit audio. Just got some more boots on the ground stuff out there, and so I've got to edit audio and video and put some stuff out. I'll stop back in a little bit later. If the revolution starts while I'm doing this, somebody hit my cell phone, will you?
I'll try.
Okay, sweet.
Hey, Chuck, thank you for your input. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys later.
Wait a minute, I got two things for you, Chuck.
Okay, babe.
One, try and get on that the sheriff officers up there and see if you can get somebody to give you an interview. I would love to hear it.
Get their mouthpiece anyway.
Yeah, and then number two, I left you stay on the whole time and didn't mute you once. I just wanted to point that out to you.
That was mighty sweet of you. Now that you have the ability to mute me, huh? Man. I guess that was a shot across my bow, as my dad would say. You know, retired Navy officer. There's the warning, Chuck. I now can mute your ass. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Hey, apparently, Alex Jones have had some black conservatives say similar things to what Bundy said. I don't know if there's a way to get the actual statements from there, but that's what he was saying in the interview.
Oh, were you talking about the infiltrators? I'm sorry to interrupt again. I was just about to hang up. Are you talking about the infiltrators?
Yeah, the InfoWars guy. He's had people like black conservatives come on his show.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with Ray out there and asked him about it. He just kind of giggled. You know, come on. When you start a militia, you kind of assume that you might, or you probably do, you know, have people. He said, so what? We're aware of it, but we're not going to worry about it. They could have 1-to-1 ratio fed to us, and it wouldn't matter to us. We're not hiding. You know, things like even security. You know, how many people are out there? Everything's out in the open. How many men are there at a time fluctuates from 2 to 500. Where they're positioned is obvious to anybody overhead. So what could an infiltrator do except try and provocateur something? And would you like to try and provocateur something in the middle of that bunch? So I think that's all just more people juicing up crap for hits on their website and to get people to listen to them. That whole thing is all bullshit. I'll be posting that video here in about an hour or so. Okay.
Hey, Chuck. Before you leave.
What do you mean?
Before you leave, are you you go by two names, Chuck or Charles?
My name is Chuck Smith. I'm Smith Fix on the internet.
Okay, Smith Fix. There you go. Because we spoke the other night. Yeah, we friended each other. So okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I just wanted to tamp that down while I was here. So, see you later.
I'll be today.
Hey, Chuck.
Chuck's gone.
All right. Well, I'm sure he'll be back on here.
I can say I'm positive he'll be back on here.
That is the second time I met Chuck on here, so he's a good guy, I think.
Okay, Barbie, I just sent InfoWars a letter asking for like David Knight or somebody to come on the line. Maybe we can have Chuck involved with that too.
I want to do it. I don't want him to do it.
Oh, 10-4.
Fox, Radel. It was my idea. Let me have some fun, will you? Jeez.
All right, well, you already got control panel. How much more control do you want?
Dictatorial powers.
Well, okay, it's not a control thing. I don't care about the control panel. I'm not even looking at it. I'm actually watching the catch recap to see how many points I'm in because I'm ranking at 6,291, which sucks. But, no, that's not what sucks. I want to ask some questions. I want to ask where they stand. I want to ask, why do you feel that way? Do you really believe this man at this age feels the way you're thinking he feels? Why do you think that way? How can we get you to understand that race is really no longer an issue with the people, it's only an issue with the government? Do you understand what I mean? Wow, everybody got quiet. Did I say anything wrong?
No, you didn't say anything wrong.
Did I shock you?
Absolutely. Anytime that they want to divide us, they use race to do it, or social issues to do it. That is how they do it.
I think, in the long run, Mr. Bundy has just, I don't know how to say it. For lack of a better word, his manhood, his principles, and his morals. He stood for himself this long. I'm not going to put any doubt in him. I'm going to stand right there beside him. And if people want to call me a racist too, well, golly, if I be, I guess I'll be a racist too, along with a domestic terrorist. Hi there, caller. How are you today? Barbie just stunned everybody and shut everybody up by accident.
Hello.
Because you're a moderator and we're scared to say anything.
Oh, please, give it up.
Permission to speak, ma'am.
After that, hell no. Come on, think of the song. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Okay, I'm really not like that, though. Go ahead.
I wonder the feds are at this conference.
I really hope they are because, from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, it gets really freaky in this conference call. Just saying. And whatever you do, don't dial *9.
Well, you can't tell me that without me knowing what it means.
That means you'll get stuck talking to Michelle. She's one of the ladies of the line. Hey, I heard that. You tried to dial *9.
Oh, man.
That's kind of what it's like around here between 4 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, and you don't even want to know about the Chinese takeout food we order.
Oh, you're hilarious.
Hey, gotta add.
Hey, Barbie, this is for you. Alright, I'm done. I can't listen to this anymore.
We gotta change that made of plastic line to something else. Because, you know, it's such a cute little ditty. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
You want to hear the rest of it?
But the line after that is, I'm fantastic. And yes, I am. And I really have the same attitude off the conference call as I have on it.
What do you want to talk about?
So I got a question real quick.
For me?
Yeah, real quick. And I'm just asking because I've been trying to get out to Nevada, and I posted on Patriot Railroad and the Bundy site, the Bundy page on Facebook. I got a family. I got a son and a wife, and I can't live without transportation. So I've been trying to get a ride out to Bundy Ranch, just at least, you know, for a week and relieve some of these guys on post. And that's my only obstacle is a ride to get out there. And I got message with a couple people saying that there was a group leaving out of Henderson, North Carolina, and I just missed them because I'm 3 hours away from Henderson, North Carolina. But I just want to know if I'm allowed to ask. I mean, I think I'm allowed to ask, but if you won't give me an answer, that's fine. But what's the strength on the ground right now? How many troops do we got down there?
Well, okay, there's conflict of interest there. We have a guesstimated number of how many are there. We have been asked not to release that guesstimated number. Even though,
no problem. That's no problem at all.
Even though there's drones flying over, you know, and they're taking pictures and stuff, they're still asking for more people to come. So we're trying to get them there.
Yeah, the thing is, that video that I saw, people are trying to leave, and these people they had a liaison, okay, from what I saw, he called himself a liaison of Simon Bundy, all right, and the intent of that meeting with Sheriff Gillespie was to let him know, hey, are you going to uphold, you know, your oath to the Constitution and protect the Bundy family, because Patriots want to leave. So it's sort of like mixed words I'm getting, because, you know, they want boots on the ground, and obviously right now it's a 10, yeah, boots on the ground, but Patriots want to leave too. And that's of course if Sheriff Gillespie steps up and actually does his job to defend, you know, the Bundy family in case any federal altercation and the intent of the federal government, whether they want to, you know, mass again against Simon Bundy.
Okay, we had personal security on the call 2 nights ago, and he explained it to us as they still want people there, but people are rotating in and out. You burn out really quick doing what they're asking you to do.
Right.
There are people that are leaving, but there's people that are staying too.
Right.
I have not seen that video yet. I'm going to go look at it. I promise. I'm hungry. I'm trying to.
Let me hang up. I'm gonna go ahead and tag you to that. Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute before you hang up.
Okay.
Do you have a PayPal account?
Do I have a PayPal account? No, I do not. My wife does.
Okay. Listen to me. There is a page. It's called GoFundMe.com. It's GoFundMe. GoFundMe.
Right.
You can create an account asking for donations so that you can get out there.
Right. I've seen that. I think I'm familiar with that. But the thing is, I may have to rent a vehicle to make a cross-country trip because I just cannot leave my wife and my son. My wife's on board with it. I mean, she's for me going to Nevada. She understands. But the thing is, I can't
hop on a plane.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm not going, you know, to Nevada without any party favors because I'm useless without, you know, any.
You can transport them on a plane. You need to go to, or call your local airport. They have standards on how you have to pack it. You can transport it on a plane.
Now, ammunition and a plate carrier and magazines and
yes, you
all
can.
sorts?
Yes, you can.
I don't want to take my chances because
without the TSA attempting to confiscate them?
Yes, you
right.
can. Yes, you can. There are guys that have taken them in and out on airplanes. But you have to follow their rules on how to package them.
You have to think about it, though, because the military does go through planes sometimes, so there should be some sort of protocol for that.
There is.
Well, look, I've taken a rifle before, but I didn't have the excess baggage of ammunition and a plate carrier and magazines. I mean, I know the rules for it. I mean, it has to be locked in a gun case, okay, and then you have to declare it, and then TSA agent will take it to the side. You open it, you show it to them, you clear it before then you put it back in your gun case, you close it under lock, key, or combination. But I don't know. That was 6 years ago. And I'm not taking my chances now when they see my boarding passes. The flight is for Las Vegas. You know, they know where I'm going.
And there has been plenty of people that have done it just that way. Honest to God, even from where you're at, I can tell you, from Virginia, they have done it in the past week.
Barbie, when you if you get a hold of some of these people that have had this experience of flying to Nevada, all right, can you ask them and maybe to contact me, see how it was.
Yeah, can you do me a favor when you're tagging me in that video? Go over to my wall and put a post on my wall. If anybody has flown to Vegas and back during the Bundy situation, please contact me.
Alrighty. I will do so.
And I will make sure the right person sees it to get in touch with you.
Right.
This is Michigan 10?
Yes, Michigan 10.
That gentleman speaking, if you make that PayPal account, as soon as I get home, I'll put $20 on it. Get the ball rolling for you.
I appreciate it. I got that's a lot of echo in here. I appreciate it, but I don't know.
Oklahoma,
Well, basically what it'll come down to is how bad you want that. I mean, the way to get the funds, the way to get out there.
Right.
Unlike me, you know, I was packed and ready to go. My husband came home, I went to kiss him to leave, and he said, I don't think.
There is a lot of echo in this room.
Can everybody please fix so I don't have to go to the kitchen with you? Hello?
Say your last.
Control panel. Please hit star 6.
Star 6.
Hello?
Muted.
Hello?
Hello.
Still got the feedback.
Yeah, a lot of feedback.
There's an echo because somebody is on Skype and on their phone at the same time, probably.
Not this guy.
Well, all I have to do is look in here and I can tell you who it is. Ah, it's all done now, so somebody's...
I'll call back. I gotta go and unload this van. So have a good day, folks.
Okay, don't forget to leave that post for me.
I shall. Bye-bye.
Okay.
If someone's posting something that says, like, I'm on Bucer, that starts in 15 minutes, I don't know what they're talking about.
I have no clue.
Yeah,
But when I,
on the conference, it's supposed to be where they're going to charge Gillespie and stuff.
but when I click on the link, it goes to like an hour video of the Bundy Ranch.
Yeah, it's a conference. I posted it on my Facebook last night. It is they're going to charge Gillespie and Daniel P. Love and a bunch of other people with charges today.
Who are they?
Who? What?
The names you just mentioned. Are they
Daniel P. Love is the special agent in charge. He's a Green Beret. He was in charge of the BLM thing, and Gillespie, the sheriff, are going to be formally charged today, I guess.
Yeah? That's good.
It's supposed to happen at 1 o'clock, I think, Pacific time. Or, yeah.
Well, if that's true, then we won't
bringing
need the
no
militia
charges?
there anymore. If they get formally charged, we still need the militia there?
Yes, because then there's no sheriff, no acting sheriff if he has charges pending.
Oh, true.
Who's making the charges?
The bunnies.
Bundy's are going to enforce that with the militia members?
It'd be easier for you to go to my Facebook page. It's Real Patriot. I'm proud of it, too, on Facebook. And scroll down, and you'll see what I have posted there. And it's like 14 different things that they're going to talk about today.
That's the 1 o'clock press conference, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And is that going to be 1 o'clock Pacific time or Central or what?
I think it's Mountain Time because I almost missed it the last time.
What was that Facebook page again?
Real Patriot.
There's quite a few of them.
And proud of it, too. There's only one of those.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and send me a friend request.
Hey, could I jump in here just a second?
Sure can.
This is Texas. Hey, did anybody? This is change the subject, not completely because it has to do with everything that's going on right now. Not so much the Bundy, but did anybody hear what happened to Eric Holder in Oklahoma?
No, what happened? I know they're trying to get rid of him.
Well, Oklahoma, the police cadets, they're all graduating, and he was going to take it upon himself to come, I guess, talk or whatever up there, and they had a protest against it, and it's all been canceled. They don't want him here because they said this is a police academy for justice, and he has not done anything that was justice in the Justice Department, so they canceled his program that he had through
Police Academy.
And you know,
Police Academy did. This was on the news this while ago.
That's something that all of us can work on too. Any public official that you know is corrupt, get your friends together and go protest wherever they're speaking at.
Yeah, well, this was all the cops themselves, all the graduate cops and their superiors. They didn't want him here because he didn't represent them in justice. So it's all his has been canceled now, and now they've got some judge going to read the proceedings. So I thought that was kind of neat. I heard it this morning on the radio, on the local news.
It is neat. I agree.
You know, it's that's just another black mark against him right there.
Yep.
Now they're going to have to wake up. People don't want him around, and maybe they'll do some of these others like that too.
Well, we can do that. I mean, if I hear truck holders come into my area, I'm going to definitely go protest.
But it's just like Michelle was going to talk at that Kansas graduation, and they got up and told her they didn't want her there.
How do we watch the news conference?
Well, I don't watch the news, but I listen to the radio quite a bit.
No, the news conference where they're going to talk to the Bundys.
Usually one of them has it carried live. Sometimes it's on YouTube, sometimes they'll post it on the Bundy Ranch page. It's just Bundy Ranch.
Right, no, I'm friends there, but I don't know where to go to watch the live.
Yeah, they'll post the link on the Bundy Ranch page.
Okay.
As soon as I find where it's going to be, I will let you know. But I can't get either. They do live interviews every day at 1 o'clock. And then you can post them up to his YouTube page.
It's Oklahoma 4 here. Anything changed down on the Red River yet?
Not yet.
Cool bones. I guess they might figure out that the Texas Attorney General and the governor aren't playing.
Hey, Minnesota 1? He's not here.
So, did you see the latest video from Harry Reid on YouTube about something will stop Bundy?
No, I did not. Want to fill me in?
I just saw it on I didn't look at it, I didn't have time. I'm actually at work running down the road. But it's on Facebook.
There's so many videos that are on Facebook. I don't always get to them all.
Yeah, this is old dingy Harry Reid. Pretty much threatening the ranch again, you know. You know how all them domestic terrorists are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually have names like Harry Reid. And they have government power, like being in the Senate.
Yeah, it's powerful. The thing is, revoke that. Or the recall on them, you can revoke them in a heartbeat.
And I don't get that. Why are people not doing that?
You know, I don't know. I put it out there several times.
Because they can still watch their football, their basketball, and drink their beer and eat food.
Yes.
Bye.
Hey, don't make me feel bad. I didn't have nothing to eat since 8 o'clock last night.
Oh.
And I have to do it again tonight.
Well, once again, I got to get off of here and make a living. Got to make another delivery. Yeah. I'll come back on in about an hour.
Alrighty, I'll be here.
Right. You got to do it again tonight, and the worst part is you like it.
I have an interesting picture of Clive and Bundy here. I'm kind of reading a little bit into it. I guess when the little little, basically not white, but he was brown kid, started playing with them. So, anyone want me to send that picture out?
Just throw it up on the conference call page.
Alright.
I wish we had more likes than what we had, that we could effectively, mount a campaign showing that we still support him. Hey, I need a volunteer. Anybody on Skype that wants to try something with me? Come on, somebody.
What do you need?
Can I delete my post that or no?
Yeah.
Not possible. I posted the wrong thing.
You should be able to, refresh the page, and then in the top right hand corner, there's a thing there.
Yeah, I tried that, but I don't know. It's being dumb.
Yeah, we gotta talk to Brian about that. I have not heard from Dave Kelso. Has anybody? There's a few things that need taken down off that wall. And for you cell phone callers, you might want to think about getting Skype, just saying. That's cool. Hey, Minnesota.
I'm gonna call back later. See ya.
Okay, see ya. Hello there. How are you today? I'm almost done eating my breakfast and lunch combination, and I'll get to work, I promise. I don't understand that. So y'all, do you think we should try and get an official comment from the ranch?
Yeah, I hear you.
That was you, Tim, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, they're dropping off like flies.
Who is?
All the callers.
Oh.
Do you think we should try and get an official statement from the ranch?
I mean, that's up to you. You know, they put some stuff out there this morning. They had that live interview. I don't know. It's not like it's going to go away. What's said, and everybody's going to spin it to their own agenda. You know, it's a crying damn shame that many people didn't jump up and down about women being thrown on the ground and tasers being used on people.
Yeah, I know.
And honestly, I'd say this is what they wanted. That's why they pulled away. Nothing's been happening. Hoping, you know, that something like this would come out. You know, so that there is something to spin and something to twist and try to portray evil or racist or whatever the hell they want to call it. I mean, all you have to do is look at the Facebook comments that are out there today. You know, and the ones that are on the other side or extremely liberal or whatever, you know, regardless of skin color or anything else, they're spinning it one way, saying that he said one thing and it's not what he said. I've actually just cut the news feed the hell off because it's getting my blood pressure up.
I still don't think that changes what the whole thing's actually about out there in Nevada.
I agree 100%.
They can try to put up a smoke screen, but that still isn't going to change what's going on with the federal government's overreach on every aspect of your life. No matter what topic you want to talk about, they're there.
And the thing of it is, there's nobody there to fight at the moment. You know, like I say, I believe that's kind of what they were hoping for, was something to happen somewhere. One of the boots on the ground people to slip up and something happen or something be said or a disturbance. You know, honest to goodness, I think that's what the pullback was for. pretty much complete silence out there for the last bit, was just hoping for a slip up. And in my eyes, this isn't even a slip up. I mean, if you sit there and listen to the whole article, to the whole conference or news thing, whatever you want to call it, he was doing an interview there. First of all, he was telling account of his eyewitnesses of the L.A. burnings and the L.A. riots and all of that. And you know, I mean, you know, you can call people of a different color, whatever. They all want to be referred to something. It doesn't matter what you call them. They expect you ought to be calling them something else.
That's true, too.
Yeah. Eric Holder went in front of the whole Congress and said the reason that the president and himself are getting treated bad is because Congress is racist against them. That's what it's come down to. Never mind their job performance and what they've done or haven't done.
And that's a shame because it's not supposed to be that way.
And the shame of it is that's an issue that we'll have to deal with forever.
Yep.
You know, there's nothing you can change about the past. It is what it is. Everybody sees it a different way. Nobody will ever agree, and it'll always be thrown up racist. It doesn't matter if it's against the black, the red, the yellow, the American Indian that was here. That's the easy card to play. Rather than standing up and saying, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. I can't help what people did 200 damn years ago. We're here in 2014. I didn't put nobody in slave shackles. And, you know, there's nothing none of us can do to change the past.
And you're right. You can't change the past. All you can do is learn from it and grow so that the future will be better.
Barbie?
Yes, sir.
Real Patriot. I sent a letter to all the writers of InfoWars.
Cool.
So, see what happens.
Let me know if you get a response, other than the automated responses.
I will.
What did the letter say?
Basically explain that we have the conference call 24 hours a day, and we'd like to have someone from InfoWars chime in, and so we can give them info about the conference call and whatnot.
Oh, that's good. Then they won't know that they're coming up against me.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll just tear them apart. They don't have anything bad to say about the situation. InfoWars has been very positive.
Okay. You just make sure to remind me that before I start talking to them.
Yeah, David Knight, he was live streaming most of that day, that Saturday.
Yeah, he was. I watched a lot of his stuff.
And then, you know, they got also really good video right there when Ammon was facing off with Daniel P. Dove.
Do you want to see if you can find a spokesperson for KDVR.com?
Who's that?
Well, somebody posted it on my wall. I believe, let's see, Samantha McHenry. She's one of my prepper groups. Nevada Rancher Bundy, and then in quotation, semicolon, then quotations, the Negro better off as slaves, is how they titled their article. And what I'd like to do is contact them and ask them, why did they title it? Do they get off trying to make things look bad? Or do they just have the comprehension level of a 5-year-old that don't understand that the government doesn't rule the world? Well, we're trying to make the government not rule the world anyway.
Well, you know, I just watched the video, and if you watch the whole thing, I mean, he talks about how he's got a black militia member that walks through his house, you know, and you don't got a problem with that. I mean, you know, they took a small part of the interview and ran with it. They probably didn't even watch the whole thing, keep it in context.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's see if we can get somebody from over there. It's KDVR.com. I'll let you guys hack at her, him, whoever you get.
That is Politics 101, what they did with that information.
Well, you know, why can't we play Politics 102? Let's shove it back in their face.
Well, we got that clip on there. People just need to share, watch the thing in its full entirety, and watch all Cliven's statements on that topic from start to finish.
Yeah, but let's get some of these places that are reporting it incorrectly and get them in here and get them to change these titles around. I mean, maybe
get them to do a live interview. That'd be even better yet.
Yeah, and we show them, you know, we the people are tired of this shit. That's not what that whole interview was about. And you take one sentence that you think is going to draw attention to it in a bad light, That's ridiculous.
Well, it's like Chuck said, I believe he said that that's all about getting so many hits on their site and make the most hideous heading they can find to get the most hits to show their advertisers that they're getting a lot of traffic. They don't care how they get those hits.
Well, let's start making them care. Bring them in here, and if I can't convince them, I'll let Chuck go free.
Who let the dogs out?
Barbie can be a bitch sometimes. I don't prefer to be. So what do you say, guys? Do we do it or not?
I don't think you'll get them to call in and speak publicly, but try.
EVR.
They like to put that crazy stuff out there and not answer for what they do.
Yeah, well, you know what? I can put stuff out there too. It's called free internet. And I could put out there underneath every post that they put this bad title on that I called them for questions and they didn't want to question me.
Who's the media person for the Bundys?
I don't know. We need to find out.
Okay. No, after listening to his thing on InfoWars this morning, the worst thing he could have outdone was say, yeah, I have black guy down here at the ranch. You know, that didn't help him. People will do that as a pandering attempt. Clinton's got to stop talking to people now. He's not trained to deal with this. He's not trained to combat talking with the media. They've got to get a PR person out there that does all the communications for the Bundy Ranch. They can't let them talk. They just can't. I mean, they're looking for every excuse they can, every misstep, every wrong word he says. And it took him a couple of days to catch the statement about he said about the Negroes. But boy, once they caught it, you saw how they used it. So somebody needs to get a hold of them and tell them to quit talking to the press person out there that's trained to do this for them, because everything that they say, they're going to try to twist and take it the wrong way if Clinton keeps talking.
Yeah, and Glenn Beck already did that last week. He was more or less making Cliven agree to stuff that he didn't understand, and it's really a shame because he's just.
Right. I don't know. They have lawmakers that were down there helping them. My lawmakers pulled his foot from the ranch this morning, and he's going to be moving on to another county in Nevada that is going to, I guess, be going through this same type of thing. I'm still waiting for him to actually give us a statement that I can share with people. But they've got to quit talking. They've got to get a new person.
This is Ohio 1 chiming in.
Okay, so let's take a quick vote. I want everybody to vote calmly and orderly. I got the main tip line and the newsroom number.
What are we voting on? Hello?
Hold on a second. Someone's at my door.
Hey, Barbie?
Hang on a second. Someone's at her door.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what we're voting on. I just chimed in. This is Ohio 1.
Did we ever get an address of where the press conference is going to be shown at yet? Oh! I just came up with an idea. I'm going to have to go play with it for a few minutes. Can you have a sheriff from another sheriff, or a sheriff from one county arrest another sheriff from another county?
Sorry about that, guys. Unexpected personnel. So, what was the outcome of the vote? I have the tip line.
What exactly are we voting on? This is Ohio 1 chiming in.
Ohio 1.
Hi, Barbie.
Somebody posted on my wall, and it upset me.
What did it say?
It says, wow, Barbie, did y'all see this? And the headline says, Nevada rancher Bundy, semicolon, quotation, the Negro, quotation, better off as slaves. And it's posted from KDVR.com. So I looked that up. And I would like to call them and ask them, out of that whole interview, was that the best title you could come up with, really?
I agree. I haven't really even heard of what happened.
Well, I think when you hear the playback, you'll come to the same conclusion as I have. It's the news media sensationalizing an innocent comment from an old man who has no PR experience.
So he actually said that?
Yes, but not in the context that they're using it.
Oh, okay. So what all happened exactly? I'm kind of curious.
I haven't watched the whole video yet because it's an hour long, they told me. Best suggestion?
Michigan 10. I posted a 2-minute version of just what he said on the conference call. So if you play that there while you're on the air, everybody will be able to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm kind of driving in downtown Columbus right now, if someone could play that so I could get the scoop on what was said, that'd be awesome.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting that. Michigan 10, you said you posted it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, full unedited version.
Correct.
And that's 2 minutes, the full unedited version?
Real Patriots back on.
Okay, hold still, Real Patriot. Michigan 10, the unedited version, is that 2 minutes?
That is correct.
Okay.
That's the entire statement that Cliven made from start to finish, with nothing taken out, nothing edited, nothing misplaced, start to finish. You play that while you got everybody on here, everybody will be able to hear it.
I'm going to, everybody please hit mute on your phone, hit *6 or hit mute on your phone. We're going to play this so we can get it done and over with. Here we go.
I want to tell you one more thing I know about tomatoes. When I go to Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and I would see these old government houses, and in front of that government house, the door was usually open, and the older people and the kids, and there's always at least a half a dozen people sitting on the porch. They didn't have nothing to do. They didn't have nothing for their kids to do. They didn't have nothing for their young girls to do. And because they were basically on government subsidy, and so now what do? They abort their young children. They put their young men in jail because they never learned how to get cotton. And a lot of them wanted. Now, are they better off as slaves, taking cotton, and have a family life and do things, or are they better off in the government subsidy? Yeah, they didn't get no more freedom. They got less freedom. They had less family life, and their happiness. You can see in their faces they wouldn't have to stand on that concrete sidewalk. Now they're growing their turnips. So that's all. That's not freedom. Now let me talk.
Okay, should be done echoing. Could you all hear that? Remember yourself.
Yep, I heard it.
Ohio, what do you think?
It wasn't really audible for me. I couldn't understand what it said.
Somebody's got 2 mics open or something. Terrible echo.
La, la. Okay, I was just checking to see who it is. I'm going to mute somebody, and please tell me who you are when I unmute you, please.
It's cleared up now.
Okay. Yep, that's because they left. Should we try it again?
I think we've all listened to it. I don't know.
Ohio 1 hasn't.
Oh.
This is Florida 1. What are we listening to?
It's a 2-minute-long statement of Cliven Bundy.
Oh, okay.
Hey, sorry about that. My phone got disconnected. Barbie, to answer your question, I couldn't really understand what it said. It wasn't really audible to me because I'm on earbuds right now.
Okay, do you want me to try and play it again?
If you could give me a word by word of what he said, that'd be better.
I can't do that. I'll mess it up.
Okay.
Basically, he Michigan 10, can you do that? Michigan 10.
Barbara, you can play it through your speakers and stuff onto the call, just like Brian did last night.
I was trying to. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I know what you mean.
Yeah, down the conference call, there's a button that says play music or whatever, and then you pick the file that you want to play or whatever, and
yeah,
then
that
play.
would mean I'd have to download it, right?
Well, you don't have to download it. You can play it right off the thing. I mean, I DJ music on that free conference, not free conference call, but on the thing all the time. But he figured out how to do it last night. That's how he did it. But I don't think he figured out the amp and how to turn it down and up and all that. But you can get up and down and all that.
Okay, hold on. I got an idea. I think I can do this. The only thing is, it's so hard to find that little link. Hold on. Recent post forever. Okay. Everybody hit mute again, please. And I'm watching, so mute your phones, please, or your Skypes, please, so we don't have the feedback. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this will work.
I want to tell you one more thing I know about the Negro. When I go to Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and I would see these little government houses, and in front of that government house, the door was usually open, and the older people and the kids, and there's always at least a half a dozen people sitting on the porch. They didn't have nothing to do. They didn't have nothing for their kids to do. They didn't have nothing for their young girls to do. And because they were basically on government subsidy, and so now what do? They abort their young children. They put their young men in jail because they never learned how to pick cotton. And I've often wondered, are they better off as slaves, taking cotton from family life and doing things, or are they better off under government subsidy? Yeah, they didn't get no more freedom. They got less freedom. They got less family alive, and their happiness, you can see in their faces, they weren't happy sitting on that concrete sidewalk. Now they were probably growing their turnips. So that's all government. That's not freedom. Now let me tell you.
So basically, he was making a statement about the welfare state.
And about, that's not freedom. They were happy.
Yeah, it's not freedom to be dependent on a government to feed your family and house you and provide for you. That's
You really need to listen to the entire segment there. That's what the newspapers are doing, is using that one clip. But for everyone on here to get a full grasp of what he was saying, you need to sit down and watch his entire interview there. What that comment there went from, he was given a explanation of his view from the LA riots when he was a younger man. And that's how it led into this. And the media has picked this one little excerpt out of an hour-long thing, and that's all they want to talk about is that part. It's just like when people talk about scriptures or things in books. You can take any one sentence, paragraph, statement. If you don't read what's before it and what's after it, you can say that center thing says any damn thing you want it to say.
So basically, they're just sitting there cherry picking out of what he's saying in order to demonize and slander. But this one thing that he slipped up and said, now the media is going to pick up on it and cover it as much as they can, portray him as just some old racist dick that hasn't paid his grazing fees in the past 20 years.
But yet they couldn't be there when they were facing down the federal government.
Oh, of course not. That doesn't fit their agenda.
So I think, maybe it would help if we called them and asked them, why do you do this? It ain't going to hurt any.
Are you talking about calling Cliven, or are you talking about calling the media?
I'm talking about calling the media.
Go for it. If you need moral support or need a second line in, I can help you out because I have a way with words.
Well, the one that I saw posted was from kdvr.com, and I looked them up. I have the main line, the tip line, and the newsroom number.
All right. Well, what we need to do is we need to figure out a way for me and you both. What I can do is I can call you and then call them and merge the conversation. But we also need to figure out a way to tap the conversation to record it. That way we can. Ohio
One, you're kind of a little bit late here.
Okay.
I now have moderating capabilities, so I can shut the recording off and restart it as we call them and do the whole thing recorded.
Awesome. That is great. I'm so glad to hear that.
Go ahead.
I just posted what Sean Hannity is saying now about the Bundy's gorilla parks, and guess what, you guys? They sold Cliven Bundy out as well. So if you go to my page, the story is posted by me, and there's even an audio clip attached with it. So now this is just wait for the raid to happen. That's all you can do now. Both sides have sold him out, all the way up to Sean Hannity. So something's up. Some kind of deal was struck. Something's going on that we don't know about.
Wow.
And that's posted where?
I just posted it on my Facebook page. My name is Chris, C-H-R-I-S. Last name is Bornstead, O-R-N-S.
Okay. I just friended you a little while ago.
Yeah, and it's right. I just shared it.
Okay.
And click on it, and it'll take you to the story into the thing out the bottom.
Hey, Barbie.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, sorry one.
Another thing I wanted to address, a page fan brought up a he brought up the fact that there could be a couple infiltrators amongst the militia. Is there any way that we could relay this info to a trustworthy boot?
It's already. This has been talked about for the past week.
Okay.
It's already.
I must have missed the conversation.
Yeah. A caller brought it up, and I questioned the boot, and they responded. They've known about that possibility from day one.
Have they been able to root out any moles yet?
Not that I know of, but there has been people thrown out of camp, and I don't know the reason why.
Well, if they're finding moles, why aren't we arresting them rather than just throwing them out?
Because technically there's nothing you can arrest them for. What can you arrest them for?
Treason. They're working for an outside entity. They are providing aid to a foreign invader. That is treason.
To do that, we have to arrest the foreign invader. Well, it sounds good in theory, and I'm the first one there with you on it. I've been shouting it for the past week. You know, we can't be the ones to do it. They have to. And until the Bundys say, okay, this is what I want done, and they have to go to the district attorney's office, file the charges. Every one of those 200 agents should have charges on them. And then from there to whoever their supervisor was, from the supervisor on up the line.
Well, I've already heard about criminal charges coming to the BLM. I'm just wondering if there's any way that we could actually get this ball rolling to where it'll snowball into a big old snow boulder.
Well, see, that's just it. We can't because, one, we don't live in the state of Nevada. Two, they didn't use the crime against us. I mean, I would love to be able to call my sheriff's officer and tell him, I want to file charges against that little faggot that threw Miss Margaret to the ground because it offended me. But he's going to laugh at me. You know? He can't do anything from Arkansas.
I'm just trying to think of a way where we could get someone there in Nevada to be able to do it somewhere there in Bunkerville within Clark County. If they can find.
I am working on that. The county right next to theirs, they live in Clark County, and the county right next to theirs, I have a contact there. And I was talking to her about it, and she went to the town meeting and was talking to someone who's very vocal. I think he's been on the line, and he hasn't said anything yet. I'm just waiting for her to get back to me and say yes or no whether he'll talk to us. So, I'm trying.
Keep me posted on that.
Not a problem. Just you got to remind me because there's so many things that I have 4 notebooks now.
Oh, I know. I'm right there with you.
It's crazy. There's so much.
But hey, it's well worth doing the service that not very many people are willing to do for their nation. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
Amen, brother. I try to do as much as I can, but I can only do so much. Right now, I'm sitting here. My eyes, I ate something and my belly's full. My eyes are starting to close. I took my medicine, which has codeine in it. My eyes just want to go closed.
Yeah, I just had out my spinal doctor's appointment, and I have to have an epidural steroidal injection into my spine.
Ow!
Oh yeah, it's gonna be real fun.
Well, I had to go for ultrasound this morning, and they told me no food or drink for 8 hours beforehand. And then they changed it from 8 o'clock at night till my appointment time. Well, I think I'm developing pollen allergies. Because as soon as spring hits, the back starts dripping and everything. Usually if I take a drink, I'm fine. But not being able to take a drink, I was coughing and gagging and coughing and gagging. My throat felt like it was closing because it was so swelled and irritated. So I went to my appointment this morning, and they did the ultrasound. And then the doctor came in, and they were looking at it, and then the doctor went back out, and the lady was looking at it some more, and she said, well, we're going to have you come back in tomorrow. I'm like, why? She said, well, we're not getting a good enough picture. We want you to come back in tomorrow. So I said, okay. So when I walked outside, I called the doc's office. I said, look, they told me I have to come back tomorrow for another one. So can you give me some cough syrup, some good cough syrup, so that I'm not coughing all night again, so I can get at least my 2 hours of sleep that I normally get? So he prescribed me some cherry tussin. It's Cherry-Tussin with codeine in it. I took a sip, and the swelling just evaporated out of my throat. I felt so much better. Did I bore everybody now?
No, I'm listening. I'm just I'm in the middle of heavy traffic right now.
Any idea why they want me to come back for a second ultrasound?
Where did you say they did the ultrasound at?
If you take your finger and you run it down the center of your chest, and you get right underneath your breast area.
Your diaphragm?
Yeah, Where's your diaphragm? Right there. Okay, if you go 2 fingers to the left from the diaphragm, I have a big lump, and it's almost, when I found it, it was the size of a jelly bean, and now it's about the size of an egg.
That sounds like that's right there in your right upper quadrant. That would be where your liver's at.
Oh, so I don't drink enough alcohol.
Yeah. I know. Actually, I know all too much about right upper quadrant area. I have 2 liver diseases myself.
Well.
Sometimes they said that they aren't able to get good enough pictures.
Uh-huh.
If I'm not mistaken, it could be where you haven't drank anything.
Well, they told me not to eat or drink from 8 o'clock on.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna see what my mom says about this. She's actually kind of knowledgeable and stuff. I'm gonna put it on mute real quick.
Tell her I said hi too.
I will do. She said hi back.
Anybody else can speak up at any time if you have anything you want to add to this conversation. I know we're talking about my lump, but hey, we can change the subject if you want. And if nobody talks up, then I'll just keep talking and 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 talking, because now I got my good syrup and it ain't gonna hurt much.
Let's talk about the press conference. What do we know about that? They're going to try to arrest the sheriff? Is that what you're saying?
That's what somebody else is saying, yes. All I know is it's at 1 o'clock.
So, has anybody seen that? The only person who can arrest the sheriff is County Coroner. So,
no.
Yeah, that's the only person who can arrest the sheriff.
The district attorney couldn't do it? The district attorney couldn't do it?
No. Everything I've always read and always known for the last 20 years, the only person who can arrest the sheriff of the county is county coroner. Because they're impartial. They're not a political person.
Okay, hold on for 1 second. Go ahead, Ohio 1.
Do you have to push hard to feel it?
Nope. It's right.
That's right there at the surface?
Yep. And it moves. You can move it. Hey, Chris, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to Google that shit and see what I can find. There has to be somebody that can arrest him.
Can you move it?
Yeah,
can you move it around from like? Can you move it around from like?
Sure I'm right on this.
Yeah, I can move it left, right, up, and down, and you can like push my skin and pull it up away. Oh, look, it must be something that everybody's Googling because it popped right up. Who can arrest a sheriff?
If you leave it under Prison Buddy's constitution, anyway, he is the only person that can arrest the sheriff of the county, the county coroner.
That is so weird.
No, think about it. It's true. He's not a judge. He doesn't have the county coroner takes care of the dead people. They don't have a political leg involved in it. They take care of the dead people. So why not have somebody like that who can do that? So if you guys see the county coroner out there, things can get really, really exciting.
Okay.
Hey, Barbie.
Yeah.
Can you push it? Like, can you move the lump from side to side around underneath your skin?
Yep.
All right. What do you guys say about that? When did you find that?
About 2 months ago.
2 months ago. So it went from a jelly bean to the size of an egg in under 2 months.
A small egg, yes.
A small egg. That's most likely it's what's known. It's called a fatty tumor, and what it is, it's just a buildup of excess fat cells, basically, and it concentrates into one area. And what the reason why they're wanting you to come back is so that they can get better imaging. They have the shape and size of the tumor tells them a lot of stuff, and I'd say that they're probably wanting to get better measurements than what the ultrasound provided.
Well, I really think if they just put a little cut in my skin there, you could squeeze the end of it and it just pop right out.
Or is it hardened?
The lump itself is hard, but the whole way around it's soft.
She said, my mom said that if it's something movable that you can like sit there and move around under your skin, it's typically not anything to worry about. It's whenever something is hard and you can't move it from that spot. It's whenever it's not benign.
Yeah, I wasn't really worried about that. I just would like it to go away.
Well, I'm sure they can make that happen for you.
And while they're in there taking that out, they can take as much fat as they want. I'll gladly donate it. If anybody would like to. I'm on Facebook. I'm trying to get a link for you on that conference at 1 o'clock. My Facebook doesn't want to work.
So when are we going to call the media?
I'm waiting for Chuck to come back, and Ohio 1 to say he's stable that he can talk to.
This is Ohio 1.
Oh, well, as soon as you're at where you're sitting down, that you can talk, we'll get Chuck in here and then we'll call.
All right. I'm on my way home. I'm on my way down the highway from Columbus. I got to go to the pharmacy, and then I got to head home. And once I get home, we'll be able to do that.
You know about an estimated time of arrival?
If everything goes as planned, about 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow. We're going to be pushing it on them leaving for the night.
Yeah, I know. Columbus is about 2.5 hours away from where I'm at. If the traffic's bad, 2 hours of traffic is good.
Do you have a signal as good as what you got right now, the whole way home?
Not the whole way home, but right now I've got full bars.
All right. Let me mute out and see if I can call Chuck and see what he thinks, and we'll get him in here and we'll call them.
Sounds good.
Hey, everybody here pretty good with the Constitution today. They know it and they have read it and understand it. I mean, I'm far from understanding it, but if there's anybody else? Anyone here? Hello?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying. Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah. Is anybody here really good with the Constitution? I mean, know it really, really well. Understand it?
Yes and no.
Hello? Yes and no. Okay, so Article 4, Section 4. If everybody reads that, tell me what you think of that and why that could be applied in this situation.
Okay.
I mean, plain and simple. Harry Reid is threatening constituents in his own state with the threat of domestic violence. He's talking about sending people in to beat up on his own people. Now, Article 4, Section 4 says that it's the federal government's job to prevent things like that from happening. So why couldn't they apply that in this situation and yank him from power?
They probably could.
So,
the whole problem
talk about that. Listen, I posted that on Harry Reid's page yesterday, and that went down, and I am now banned from his page.
Yeah.
So, and I had other people try to post it there last night as well, and it's gone too.
Okay.
So that is something that somebody needs to check out. I mean, plain and simple, he's beating up on his own people. That by definition is domestic violence.
Well, the only problem is finding a law enforcement official with enough balls to go in there and arrest Harry Reid. Which I'm sure if we found the right sheriff, he has the shit. What's the word?
Yeah,
he has the arrest power for it.
I'm not a legal person by any means. They're looking at this.
Can I chime in here? This is Chuck.
Hey, Chuck.
The problem
Wait a minute, Chuck. That's not what we need you for. We need you for something else.
Okay.
There was a post placed on my wall earlier, and of course now my Facebook is going to freeze. But it was from kdvr.com, and it says, "Well, Barbie, did y'all see this?" And the title is "Nevada Rancher Bundy, quotation, the Negro, quotation, better off as slave."
Mm-hmm.
And kdvr.com are the ones that put this out. What I would like to do, Chuck, with your help and Ohio One's help, so don't monopolize, I would like to call kdvr.com and ask them on record why they chose that partial of a sentence for a headline.
Well, I've been working. Can you bring me up to speed? When I was talking to one of the guys out there. I'm terrible with names. He mentioned that and said that it was a complete twisting of what was said. What did he say exactly in context? I have not looked at it. I've been working on audio and visual.
Basically, okay, somebody else was saying it better than me. Who was saying it? Chris, were you? Chris?
I mean, I can try and get to it today, read the article, see what's going on with it.
Okay. Basically, the gist of it was that everybody was talking about when he was younger, he remembered the riots, and he started talking about all kinds of different races, just not one. But then he came to the black, talking about the black race, and said that they would have. He was talking about how he saw things, how he saw it when he went into town one time and saw all the black people sitting on their front porches, looking like they aren't very happy, and then he starts talking more and more and more, and then he said something like, you have to ask yourself if you think they were better off in the fields picking cotton or better off on the the government dole. Was basically the gist of the statement that he was saying, how he saw it. Not, it wasn't racist. They've been waiting for a moment like this. This interview happened on Saturday. They've been going over everything he says until they could find something that they could split us on and drive us away, drive us apart on.
He can be a
and
worse.
They did exactly just that.
They need to tell him, stay the hell away from the press.
That's what I just sent an email to their media person and tell them stop having Clinton talk to the press. If you're going to have him talk to the press, have the media person there with him.
Who's the media person?
Well, I got two email addresses sent to me this morning. along with
have
the
them,
phone number.
if somebody is actually supposedly handling media, would you have them give me a goddamn call? Because they're not working on social media at all.
They're doing, they're letting, he did an interview with Glenn Beck where Glenn Beck basically tricked him into saying things that he shouldn't have been saying without him even knowing about it. He's a freaking rancher guy.
Yeah,
he works in the fields all day.
Well, we're losing the propaganda. We're losing the propaganda war. If you've got numbers for people who are supposed to be handling the media, give me the damn numbers so I can call them up and say, what in the fuck are you doing?
Well, I don't know. Remember, they are Mormon. I don't know if you want to use that language.
Well, I mean, you mean they're not part of the... Okay, then the wrong people are handling, but I'll try not to use that language.
Listen, I think a lot of this stuff is being handled by their family. Okay.
Well, I need the numbers so I can call them up and say, you are really blowing it.
Here's where the media inquiries are supposed to go to. It's supposed to contact Shauna or Ashley at PRESS
Shauna or Ashley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At PRESS at GMN.IS.
Holy Moses.
Or newsdesk at the same address.
Okay, wait a minute. This is can somebody cut and paste that onto my page?
Hang on. I have you on.
Address I've ever seen.
It is coming. Hang on, I have you on private.
But
from the other day.
Or text it to me, yeah.
Anyway, they've got to get this. This is what I.
Well, let me.
They have help down there, you guys. I mean, how come they don't have a press person on?
Why don't they have a propaganda arm? Is the right word.
Right.
Okay? The proper English term is propaganda.
Well, they don't think like that.
Yeah.
These are cattle ranchers, guys.
Yeah, I know, and that's the problem. I asked Ray, when there's a wedding out there today, okay, and the Bundys are going to be there and everything. I said, get by whoever's handling this, give them my number, so that I can talk to these people. So you're losing the propaganda war, and they need. Nobody's communicating with people like me and coordinating a campaign, to show the truth and to show them as people, and we need to be working the social media like crazy, and they're not.
Chuck, my point's coming in. Okay, they're using his words by twisting them in small quotations. If they can use them against him, why can't we use their words against them? Why can't we call these people? Put the recording on as we're dialing the number so we get it from the dialed number.
Barbie, I said this earlier.
Hey, I'm live on the air on our conference call, and I would like to talk to the person who wrote this story. I would like to talk to the person who headlined this story.
Hang on a second. Let me
contact numbers.
Shrink a half dozen browsers here. Let me check on one thing real quick. I think I checked it the other day, but let me double check the recording laws in Nevada.
Hey, their new press conference should be going on right now.
I don't have time.
Where at?
I don't know. That's what I've been trying to find out.
I've been looking. I can't find it either. I usually don't find them until 6 o'clock.
Listen, somebody needs to be down there with them as a press person.
I would, but I've got a fight here in Texas I'm working on as well. I would love to, and I also have a 90-year-old father living across the street from me. But I got a sister to come up and cover him. That's what was going to happen when I was going there before. My sister was going to cover him. But where am I going to be most effective, doing what I'm doing now, or being one more body boots on the ground with no internet connection?
Well, you can be their propaganda guy.
Well, that's the thing. I can just get them on the phone. If I have to, and they say, well, we come here and help us with it, okay, I'm on my way. But if I'm going to get there and have to deal with drama queens and, positions and all this, I'm not into all that. I don't have time for it.
Again, the Bundys aren't like this. This is, I grew up in an LDS family. These guys are strong LDS family. They are up against things. They know what they're up against, but they don't know how to fight this fight without help. And you can see it. They're getting their butt kicked this morning as soon as they woke up. My lawmakers up here just bailed on, so they aren't going to be going into Clark County anymore. They said, watch Shea County, wherever that's at, or Nia County, or wherever. He said that there's something going on up there next.
And
they're still going to fight against, they're still going to fight against the federal government, against, taking federal land and getting it back. But they won't be in Clark County anymore.
That's Nye County.
Nye County, right. He is not. I've asked him for a statement this morning, and he sent me back another message saying sorry for the short responses. He's absolutely slammed. He said that there's some stuff going on in Nye County, so you can be watching for Nye County and action there next. It'll be legal proceedings.
I'm trying to determine the recording laws in Nevada. We have to be careful of that. And it's not as cut and dry as it is in most states. This is rather convoluted reading right here. Most times I know in about 5 seconds, but in this case it's making me read a lot of crap. Dead air. Don't let there be dead air. No dead air. Have I lost you guys?
No, I imagine everybody's probably looking stuff up and trying to find a press conference. And, how do we, everybody right now that has been involved with this is now trying to figure
Well,
how do they combat this? Nobody's ever stood up to the racism divide before.
Do this though. We'll turn around and I'll try and contact them. You try and contact them. Everybody try and contact them and get them in touch with me so I can talk to them about what's going on out here. They don't know. Their nose is right, up against the glass, and they need somebody telling them the perspective that you're losing the propaganda war. Daddy should not be talking to the press. He needs a press person who handles press releases, and preferably someone who's from the militia should be doing it. The family should be kept at a distance.
Hey, Barbie, you still here? Well, anyways, I was going to run an idea across Barbie, and I'm going to pull you guys in on too. We need to attack this from two different angles, if possible. One, as an infiltrator, and two, as you guys stated just now, call the Bundys and tell them they're losing the propaganda war, that they need a PR relations person or a PR person. What me and Barbie can do is call and act like we are supporters of what they have done and how they have twisted it. And we catch them in the act. We catch them red-handed of them talking about how they twisted the words and how they had a good time doing it.
Well,
I don't think I'd be able to do that because I am a horrible liar.
Well, I can do it. I'm not a good liar or anything like that. But when it comes
they're not stupid, and they're gonna know. You'll have to. They'll say, who are you with, and this and that, and it's going to be really hard to pull off. But what we need is... If
you listen to what I have to say, it's not going to be hard to pull off. What I want to do is hit the record button when I dial the number, and I'm going to tell them I would like to speak to whoever wrote the headline for this article. They ask me who I am, I'm going to say, I'm Barbie Rogers. And I'm going to say it just like I normally say it.
Don't do that unless you tell them they're recording it.
I'm going to.
It is apparently a two-party state. Figure since Harry Reid comes out of there that he got that law put in place so that you can't record without letting them know. It is one of the states where you have to have, so I don't have to warn people most of the time.
Colorado is?
Pardon?
Colorado is?
No, Nevada.
Okay, they're not in Nevada, they're in Colorado.
Oh, well, let me pull up Colorado.
See, you need to stop talking and listen to me sometimes.
Oh, no, I just missed it. I mean, talking about he's doing an interview with somebody. What the hell is somebody from Colorado interviewing for?
Exactly. And let alone, picking out these words. And then when they ask me who I'm with, I'm going to tell them I'm with the community conference call. We are currently on the air, and you are being recorded.
Oh, don't warn them if you don't have to.
Well, then find out if I have to.
That's what I'm looking for.
I have no problem telling them that they are, because then they know, well, if I hang up, it's going to look bad on us because I am going to post feed everywhere. Look, we tried to ask them about the headlines. They hung up on us.
That in itself is good audio.
Exactly.
That in itself is good audio.
Propaganda against the Bundys, we can play it back against them.
I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado.
That's what I'm saying. If me and Barbie attack it from a saboteur or a standpoint, that'd be amazing if we'd be able to give them a dose of their own medicine.
They'll hang up anyways.
And that's okay, they can.
But that'll be enough to get them anyways.
Exactly.
They're better off defending themselves and, going, saying why they wrote it or whatever, or even pawning it off on someone else. Oh, well, we didn't write it, but I could get you to the right to the department.
You need a number or what?
Colorado is a one-party state.
I don't have to.
Let me finish the rat count. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. But let me finish this video I'm working on and get it rendering, which will take an hour and a half or so, and then post it, and that'll take another hour and a half. But while it's doing that, then I can take a look at this and see if how I would handle it. As far as call him up and identifying myself as a blogger and what's this redneck out here saying type of thing. And
don't overcomplicate.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. But we can all try it, for that matter. But if we record it, if they hang up on us and just refuse to even discuss it, that in itself is good audio, and that's a headline. But if somebody can, please, somebody do everything you can to get me in touch with these girls that are handling this media, because they have no idea what they're doing.
Well, Chuck, please keep in mind, Colorado, I believe, is on Central Time. If not, it's on the same time as you are in Texas.
Colorado. Hey guys, I got the link for the press conference. I just shared it on my page. He's living out there by himself talking.
Okay. Would you share that on? Would you stick that on my page as well, so I don't have to go ahead and for it?
It's Chris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hang on a second. I want to get it turned on and going.
Yeah.
Chris, what's your last name? I've been looking for 30 minutes. I still can't find you. I thought I had you on Friends. This is for.
It's B as in boy, ORNSTEDT. The video is coming from MSNBC, so this should be interesting. Hang on here a
It's also live on rawstory.com.
Yes.
I'd go to rawstory.com. I wouldn't go to PSEC. Don't give them the numbers.
What is that? What's your last name? George?
Yeah, I'll be back in just a little while, guys.
Okay, it's B as in boy, O, R, N as in Nancy, S, T, E, B, T.
Okay, I thought, all right.
I have a little yellow ticker that says Republican, Democrat, or pissed off.
I've been looking for the other one, even too. Yeah, my problem is I can't really play the video on my phone and have y'all talking because even when I have it muted, I can't hear it.
Well, jump off, watch the video.
Hey guys, I got one other question real quick. Sidebar. Are you there? Hello, it's quiet.
Video.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. When I get done with all this other rat killing, I want to plan a show tonight on my Blog Talk channel for a 3-hour show, and I was thinking about simulcasting with you guys as a Blog Talk radio show, and I'll see if I can get boots on the ground out there to call in, and we can just have chats with them about the conditions and things like that.
Chuck, I'll send you a text message about that, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm back to rat killing. I'll be back in a little while.
Okay, Herbie.
Yeah.
So, do you think what I was talking about would possibly be a good idea?
Give me a second and you can remind me what you said. I'm watching the video.
Alright, just let me know.
Alright.
Alright, what I was talking about is how we need to attack this 2 different angles. One, we have to have someone with good PR capability working with the Bundys, and then whenever we call the media, how you said, twist their own words on them, we call in as supporters of the headline that was written. We pretty much sit there and praise them for what they're doing and see if we can get some sort of admission out of them where they're like, yeah, we have a way where we can just take those words and put them this way and people just go crazy about it, or just something to that effect, something to where there's an admission of guiltiness on their part without them even realizing it.
They're not gonna admit it. They know what they did. They do it all the time. That's their job.
I know, but what I'm saying is a lot of people get their reality from media outlets, the very people that twist words and portray words in the wrong way. If we could get them to admitting to the fact that they are twisting it, we would be able to take that and show people what's going on. We'd be able to get that possibly get it to go viral, spread it throughout the entire internet. That way people, when they start watching it, they have a little bit of that doubt in the back of their mind that, hey, this could mean something else. They're just taking it and twisting words and having their own play on words right now.
I just don't think that would work because
He's doubling down and saying the same stuff.
Huh?
He's on there right now listening to him say he's wondering if they're better off. So I mean, he's doubling down on what he said. This is why he needs a media guy down there.
Ohio 1, do you want to hear this?
Come again?
Do you want to hear this press conference?
I do, but I doubt it would be very audible for me. I'm going down the highway with just earbuds in, and anytime, like whenever you played the press conference where he was stating about the Negroes could have been better off as slaves or whatever, it was very sharp and hard for me to understand. I'm gonna, if you could, send me the link in a PM, and as soon as I get home, I'll watch it, and we'll go from there.
Holy shit!
What's up?
Do what?
Barbie, what are you holy shitting about?
He's getting fired up. Ohio 1, when you watch this, you're going to know exactly why I want to do what I want to do.
All right. Like I said, send it to me in a PM, and I'll let you know. We'll go from there after I watch it.
Okay, I forgot to unmute myself. Everybody clap on that one. Chris.
Yes.
What?
Hello.
What do you think?
I'm kind of having a hard time understanding the questions that are being asked of him and what he's saying. The audio.
I said, what do you think? What do you think?
What do I think?
Of this interview?
Well, I don't think there's enough media there. That's for sure. I only see one microphone, so nobody's listening except for that one local news channel. There could be others there. We just aren't seeing them. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out tonight on MSNBC, on Fox News, where they're going to take it. Because all the people that have been supporting him up to the point this morning came out and have pretty much hammered on him for this conversation. And I'm telling you what, these people are smarter than this. They know the entire, they know what he was saying. And they're perfectly taking it out of context on both sides. That's obvious. So there's been some kind of deal struck with Senator Reid has pulled some kind of strings to get everybody on the same page as far as lawmakers are concerned. That's the only reason to see the media turn on him like this overnight over comments that were made on Saturday. This is Thursday, so this is planned. This is come on, you guys. Both sides have turned on him now. This isn't a good situation. This isn't a good thing for him. That's what I think. But I'm just a guy in Washington.
I think he's going to overcome it. I really do.
Not with all the media working against him. They'll drown him out. The only way we can get this out to people, if they don't start talking about it on the major channels, is going to be the internet.
Look, right there. Look at there. Fox 5 News. Now they show up.
Who is it?
Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
Well, they'll rebroadcast that then too. They'll broadcast that all out. Scary.
I think he handled it pretty well. He really did. I still want to call them though.
Oh, you see the French mask there?
Yes, I did.
Yep, those guys were trying to get the Burning Men down there next to the ranch to get awareness up in their own way. The Bundys would view it as Sodom and Gomorrah just moved in next door, but what they were trying to do was to raise awareness and get a different crowd of people down there and get more people down there and talking about it. Mm-hmm. This group, the Burning Man, they're all about anarchy. They're all about, believe it or not, living their lives the way that they want to freely. I mean, they go out into the desert, they strip their clothes off, and they do whatever they want to for a solid week. While they're out there, they have their own economy, their own thing. They end up burning an idol at the last night that you can see from outer space. So these guys are all about living free, and they were going to come down and set up for 30 days next to the Bundy Ranch, and that would have done two things. That would have pretty much scarred them for life, the Bundys, but it would have got a lot of people down there.
Did you see them?
See who?
Right now, look at the screen.
No, I'm in the kitchen now.
This dude just went off on the one news guy. He was screaming at him.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be that'll be the headline tonight. Bundy Ranch person attacks news media.
Nope, he walked.
Goes off on news media.
He screamed at him and he walked away.
There's not very many people there, you guys.
No, they need more boots on the ground. We've been saying that.
Yeah. Well, people after today, people aren't gonna want to go unless new people aren't gonna want to go.
This is fun.
Whoops, my volume just popped back.
Barbie, can anyone hear me?
I was muted because my volume just popped back up. I hear you.
This is Florida One. I need to weigh in on what he just said. I can't talk about numbers, but I will tell you that we do need 30 to 50 more in order to man three shifts a day. But I will tell you that there's more boots on the ground than you think.
Oh, I know. That's what I was saying. That
Don't get underestimated. I mean, don't underestimate them is what I'm saying, because right now, if the Feds was to move in, they would be underestimating. And the reason why the Feds haven't is because there's numbers there. So don't estimate it, because they got drones in the sky. They know the numbers. They know how many's there. If there was not many there whatsoever, only 20 or 30 or 40 or even 100, trust me, the Feds would have moved in by now.
Listen, you guys. The number of the people that are there right now is out there. If you look, I can tell you the number of the guesstimated people out there, but we're being asked not to. But if you go out and research it yourself, you can find the guesstimated number. In fact, they even use the guesstimated number on TV if you listen.
Yeah.
The guesstimated number is not right though, because I know how many. I know the true numbers on the ground.
Listen, I know the estimated number is not right either. Whatever number the government throws you is always going to be wrong. But you are right. They are estimating there are a lot of people on the ground.
Shit.
check this out. They never ever see, like, there's posts. There's like, I can't post. Like, I'm just going to call 10, 10 areas. There's a certain amount of people in each area. So when there's media, he's got gardening stuff and people around him, but there's nowhere near them people around him that has actually surrounded the ranch. So, the number, even though they might say, oh, there's a couple hundred or there's a 50 or 60 or 20 or 30 around that news feed, there's people out and about patrolling the whole ranch. So, I mean, you're never going to see all the numbers at once, especially on the media, because they don't want to give up their position.
Right. But what I'm saying is they need to get more supporters in the camp there, when he does media and things like that.
For one, Bob and Bundy should always, just like presidents or whoever's going to go on there or stars, they are giving a script of what they're going to be asked before they go on to the show. He needs a script of what's going to be asked before he goes on the show so that he can get his press people to look at it and say, here's how you need to word this, because he's just a rancher. The way he words things could be took out of context.
Oh, yeah, it could be. No, it was this morning. Yeah, we've been screaming all morning that he needs a good PR person to step up and be down there for him, because they're tripping him up with his own words.
Yeah.
They're trained to do that. Media people are trained to get you to say things that you do not want to say, and they can do it without you even knowing.
And then it's based off time.
Someone needs to mute.
Did we lose everybody?
They must all be rewatching the video. I don't know.
I'll watch it later when they get the audio cleaned up and where you can hear the questions being asked and stuff.
Well, I've heard several people say today that you need to keep him out of the media now, and he needs to have a spokesperson, or he needs to be scripted before he goes on. From what I've seen of the man, none of that's going to work. He's too strong of a man, first of all. And if this whole battle is to put a puppet up there, it's the wrong battle anyway.
No, not saying that they need to speak for him. They need to work with him. They need to stand next to him. And when they start taking him down a road that they should not be going down, and it's the media person's job to step in and say, now wait a minute here. This is getting off topic. This is what we were here to talk about. So on and so on and so on. That is the kind of help that he needs right now when he's talking to people. I'm not saying take him, he shouldn't go out there by himself.
Now, I agree with your position, but like I say, several people that have chimed in, I've been listening all morning, several people have jumped in here and said, he doesn't need to talk at all.
Yeah, I was one of them. I'm trying to explain my position better.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that at 110%. He does need to have someone that is in media, that has a full grasp, that can, if nothing else, stand there and give him a hand signal or whatever when they get off topic for him just to flow by it.
Just like when you're in court, your attorney,
exactly.
The questioning is out of line. They interject and say,
to put him underground would be a bad move.
And I apologize. I explained myself wrong.
I think he's too strong of a man to do that anyway.
When you start losing the battle, though, he's pretty much been mopped, all over the floor this morning. So when you're losing a battle like that, you have to change your strategy a little bit, or you're going to go down. He has got
you're 100% correct, and like you say, I do agree with that 110%. He does need to have a professional media, somebody there beside him anytime he's going to talk to a camera. I agree with that 110%. They can either hand signal him or step in and say you're off topic or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I agree with that 110%. But to put a gag on him or take him completely out of the spotlight, I think first of all he would stand for it, and it would be a bad move.
Yeah, that was my mistake. I'm sorry. I sometimes have a hard time saying what I mean. So sometimes if I can clarify it to you or say it a different way, ask me if you're confused. My wife yells at me for this all the time.
Or to have somebody at least teach him how these people work, because he's like a sheep surrounded by wolves right now. When he goes and starts talking to the press.
Oh yeah.
Power.
The media is doing everything they can, and they are all working together to shut him down, to make him toxic. They've already made him toxic to lawmakers because they brought in race. So it's going to be an uphill battle for him here to get back in control of the media, which it can be done if he gets fair time to talk. You know, I've never seen both sides of the media like this attack the same thing. How long has it been since you guys have?
You're right. But with this position today, the big media outlets were definitely there. He's got their attention. Like you say, it is a possibility for him to regain control right now with help, while he has all eyes and ears now from both sides. No, he can't take back what he said. He can't take back the way everybody spun it today. But at least right now, he's damn sure got the coverage of all of them. It looked like the major Fox News and everything. They showed pictures of the vans there.
I'm back. I got dropped call somehow. I'm going to go ahead and mute because I have a few things I have to do, but I will be listening.
Tim, did you watch that interview? Tim.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Yes, I did.
Did you hear that guy in the background? Who was he hollering at?
I think it was the reporters. I couldn't tell.
I hope that part don't get cut. I want to see it again and see who he's hollering at.
Did you try to replay it? I didn't try to replay it.
Yeah, I tried to replay it. It won't replay. It'll take about 15, 20 minutes till it'll replay.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I couldn't really hear him. I'd actually stepped away from the computer. And like I said, I couldn't hear exactly but it looked like to me he was shouting at the news media.
I think he gained a little bit of his ground back, but I think we should still twist it around on the media. I really do. Somebody needs to get in their face. It's time.
Go Barbie. Go Barbie. Well, get Chuck on the line and dial him up. Do it.
He's editing. Don't worry, we got all day most of the day tomorrow, too. Barbie's changing rooms and not paying attention to the control panel, so don't make me get up and go mute anybody. My puppy dog missed me this morning and they want to cuddle.
Hey, I got a question for you. Somebody said earlier that they are using drones. People down there. Has anybody got any pictures of that?
Was that for me?
Yeah, for anybody who's listening. Somebody said earlier that they were using drones to count people, to look at them, and I'm curious how come we haven't seen any pictures of the drones being used against American people, because that's pretty big there in itself. That's true.
When it was told to me, I did ask if they could get pictures, but usually it's right at dusk that they've been flying over. There are planes flying over slowly during the day and very low, and there are pictures of them. However, I have not received them yet.
Yeah, you got to get those out to people to let people know that drones are being actively against our government on our people. Again, this is a hot topic issue right now, and none of the media is talking about that if it's true. So there's another problem. There's another thing that needs to be brought to the attention of the American people. Using drones against its own citizens.
Well, it was the ground that told us.
It was who?
I don't remember now. It's been a few days. How long was that no-fly zone actually in effect for?
It was put in effect for 30 days, and it is still in effect.
So we know that the planes that are flying over are cops.
Exactly.
Tell them, try to bring a drone down. America will cheer the first state that brings a drone down. It's going to be fantastic.
It would be the second state. Colorado already did it.
They did? I haven't heard.
Oh, yeah. The one sheriff up there in Colorado was giving a speech, and there was a drone that came out, and he told somebody to get him his shotgun out of his car, and he shot it right out of the sky, and he said, and we ain't going to put up with none of that shit.
Yeah, the drone just happened to show up when he was out there talking about it, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? But okay, it's cool, too. Okay.
I'm talking a drone. My money's on Texas to be the first people to bring down a drone. Has been for like 2 years. Somebody's going to bring one down. If it's not going to be an older person, it's going to be a kid.
Well, you know.
You think we're rebellious as Americans? Our youth are even more. So.
Well, you know, they say. Let's protect your freedoms if your freedoms are within your property. Sorry about this chirping in the background. My son's in the kitchen in the bird field. She has to talk to him. At least he ain't out there going, fucker, fucker, fucker. Now, let me throw out a question for everybody here. Since I know Becky's not here, right? Becky, you're not here, are you? Becky? Okay. So the question is, if Texas manages to succeed, okay, whether or not Becky's running as governor or not, but if Texas as a whole manages to succeed from the state, would you be willing to go down and help Texas protect the borders because the United States is going to attack them?
Yeah, I got another question to tag onto this one too. How many military bases are in Texas?
3.
How many?
Fort Hood, and there's a Air Force base, and there's isn't there a Marine base there?
I don't know. I'm not from Texas, so I'm you know.
I don't know. Google that shit. I stole Brian's sentence. Florida 1? Oh, Florida 1.
Yes, Barbie.
What are you sending me, honey?
Some photos that just came into the Ron Paul Institute. Some pretty good ones that we haven't even seen yet.
Oh my, they're really tiny.
Yeah, they are. That's why I didn't bother copying them and then just sending the pictures. I just sent the whole link. But you know, we haven't saw none of that whatsoever on the on any photos released or videos. We haven't saw them photos of what it really looked like on the ground when they raided the Bundy Ranch.
Well, no, that's not true. The first picture is from when they were up under the bridge.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the bottom ones where they actually have the guys with the helmets on. We didn't see none of that.
Hey, you got a pen? A-K-A-N-A. I enlarged it enough I can see his name on his, right under his walkie-talkie. It's A-K-A-N-A.
A-K-A-N-A.
Yeah. If you look at the first picture, the guy all the way to the left, his walkie-talkie, his handset part is on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Right underneath the cord.
That's not English name.
No, I can see the other guy's name too.
Akana. What's his last name?
I don't know. That's probably his last name. The other one I can only see the CE on police. He has a police vest on. What about you, buddy? You got a name tag on there? You do, but it's too shadowed.
I saw no photos with them having helmets on and daggone gear. I haven't saw that before.
Oh yeah, they had that on under the bridge. They were standing at the back of the truck.
Well, yeah, I saw that at the back of the truck, but I didn't see them amongst the rest of them, you know, walking around and stuff. I seen them hiding behind the trucks.
Well, I could mark them and see if I can find their names. Unfortunately, when I do it, I can never get the picture to go back down. I have to do them one at a time. Okay, I just double-clicked on the second picture and opened up about 50 pictures. Oh, look at you. Aren't you just smiling pretty for the camera? Mr. BLM officer. 457 pictures. This is somebody's private pictures. Y'all need to double-click on them pictures with your finger, and it opens them up. Okay, Mr. Ranger, what is your name? Walker. Jay Walker. Ain't that just such a cute name? You're a jaywalker, huh? The second picture, I double-clicked on, and it opened up. Damn it. Do it again. I want to see all of them. There it is. I'm going to see if I can copy these. Florida 1, I'm going to send you some text messages here in a minute.
I'm here, are you?
Yeah,
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I had a phone call and I had to decline it. I thought it kicked me off. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Somebody took a shitload of pictures. That link you sent me, if you double-click on the second picture, it opens up like 400 and some pictures.
That's the photographer that sent them in, I think.
Yeah, well, he got the BLM agents lined up with you can see them.
There's a lot of photos there that we haven't saw.
Oh, hell yeah.
Might be able to get some names off of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm screenshotting like 4, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24 pictures at a time. Go away. Okay. If I get these sent to you, I'm going to mute myself out for a minute so I can try to get these sent to you, okay? Hey, guys. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Anybody there?
Yeah, I hear you.
What was that? What was the question we were supposed to ask boots on the ground? I said I'd get confirmation on. Oh, the drone. Stop it. Never mind, I figured it out. I have one of our boots on the ground texting me now, keeping me apprised of where he's at. He's not currently at the ranch. He's going to be going back there soon. So I'm asking him about the PR person. And no, they do not have a PR person for him. And I'm asking him if anyone has any pictures of the planes or the drones that were flying around.
Is anybody on there?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gone for a little bit. I just came back at dead time. Hey, Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to take a break for a little bit. When I saw that or heard that Sean Hannity on his radio show, I about come unglued.
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
Oh, he drug Cliven through the mud.
Oh, great.
He said he was, pretty much deeply upset that Cliven would make racist comment. I mean, he couldn't possibly have listened to the whole entire video. You know,
we can't really.
Couldn't have, because Cliven explains himself. You know what I'm saying? Or clarifies. And there's no way. He just took a little bit of it, like everyone else, and ran with it on his radio show this morning. And I swear to God, I'll never listen to the guy ever again. You know, he was the only person at Fox News that really gave Cliven any kind of airtime. And, I'm so pissed. And my hands are sore from hitting the punching bag.
Well, do you understand why I want to attack them back right in their face? I think we need to go after the press. I think we need to call press conferences and start asking the press to report correct journalism, report honest journalism again. Stop doing what the government wants you to do. Be fair to the people. We're American citizens. We're not stupid. We know he's an old man and he's a rancher, okay? He's not a New York City slicker that he's going to watch every P and Q that he says.
Yeah, but people don't understand him. It was like when he was at that press conference just a little while ago, he was like a baby lamb sitting up there, and all the people down on the ground were like, wolves, man. They know how to trap him into saying stuff that he's going to regret,
Michigan 10, checking in.
Welcome back.
What part of Michigan?
Up around Indian River, northern lower.
I'm originally from Dearborn.
We used to live in Garden City. That's where I grew up, graduated. That's changed quite a bit.
Yes, it has, and I don't care for the way it is. I really actually hate admitting that I was born there.
Well, it doesn't mean you support someplace if you're only born there. I think we need to get groups of people together as these press things come out to go on whatever's online and set the truth straight by posting. We get 100 people that counteract all their false statements there and jump all over them every time they report false things. Probably our only chance of getting it straightened around. It's getting ridiculous.
Or as a last resort, just have Cliven get some good counsel on dealing with these people.
You almost need a press spokesman that was talked about earlier today.
Yeah,
he's
but
just an average rancher, and he's not used to dealing with the media, and not used to. He's used to probably talking to ordinary people. These people are professionals, and they know how to get the words just right to set you up to say something that you're going to regret later, just like you said.
He's actually got a rancher buddy that has done some videos. They were posted on the Bundy blog spot, and that guy's pretty good talking. And he's a rancher.
We just got boots on the ground saying, let's do it, I'm in. He wants to mount a campaign against the press, too.
Well, we got to do something. That's the whole
for...
entire purpose of this conference call, community conference call, is to get the truth. So if something comes out and it's a rumor or it's a news story, you can get on here and verify the information in detail. That complete video where he made those statements from start to finish is on the community conference call on Facebook. Anybody can watch it. Anybody can share it. And I encourage everybody to share it to shut these idiots up.
That'll be enough of that.
Sorry, ringtones. I can't control my phone ringing.
So did we have a press conference earlier today at Bundy Ranch? The word earlier this afternoon was they were going to indict the sheriff or some other fellow.
Well, I didn't see no indictments, but I saw Mr. Bundy get up there and defend himself, and he did a really good job. He really did. But
Do we have a link to that?
yeah, I think I do.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Go ahead, the other fellow.
Who was that said, do I have a link for it? Michigan 10?
Correct.
Now I gotta find you. Where are you? There you are. If you could paste that on my wall, I'd appreciate it.
Paste what on your wall?
I sent it to you in a Facebook message.
Okay.
The link.
I will do that when I get back in the house.
For some reason, I
Hey, Barbie.
And I can't paste it to my wall. Yes.
Barbie, I'm 2 clicks from pasting it if you want it.
What?
The Clive and Bundy interview from today.
Oh, is the link from your wall?
Huh?
Which link do you have?
The raw story one of the interview today.
Oh,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. Sorry, ringtones.
Well, I'm going to get in, check the computer. I'll get that link posted to your page, Barbie, and I'll probably check in after a while.
I was looking at the wrong one, Barbie, but I'll find it.
Is Chuck on here right now? This is Florida One. Is anyone on?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm here, but I'm on the phone.
And Real Patriots on.
Well, Barbie, I know you're on the phone, so you don't have to answer me right now. Just take note that if Chuck comes on, I'll just happen to fall offline. Can you ask him to friend me on Facebook? And I need to ask him something about my radio station thing. I'm wanting to see what he's using. I might switch my radio station thing, my radio broadcast thing.
You gonna be on here a couple of minutes, Florida One?
Yeah.
I need to call him anyway. I'll tell him to jump on here.
Yeah, I just want to switch it and see what he's using, because I'm using shoot, I keep forgetting the name of that dang thing. Hold on, let me look while you do that.
He'll be on in just a minute.
Hey guys. Hello.
Hey, Chuck.
What's going on?
Barbie's on a phone call.
Okay, well, somebody had a question for me?
Florida One did.
Okay. Mute. You are now muted. You are now muted. You are now muted.
Who the hell are you talking to, darling?
Did she mute us all?
I have no. I hear you, partner. Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is Tim.
She's mad at somebody.
Yeah, it was Florida One. He had come on, wanted to talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey Chuck, I was wanting to ask you, what do you use for your radio show? What
Blog Talk.
I use Spreaker. Is Blog Talk better than Spreaker?
I have not tried Spreaker. I considered looking at it, but I'm so familiar with Blog Talk. They occasionally have problems like any of them. How is Spreaker? How does that working out for you?
Well, I'm a beginner. You know, I use it for the tactical thing. I do, tactical type stuff. People talking about tactical gear and stuff like that. But I have problems plugging people into. Of course, I didn't know how to use. I didn't know that they was using Skype either. Other people on radio shows use Skype to plug other people into the calls and stuff, and I didn't know how they were doing that. Other than just the callers, But
you call them through the platform itself?
Well, no. I really don't know how that works. You can't call them through the platform itself. They call into the calls, and then you can mute people and unmute them just like this. But I didn't know how to have people call into the, there's a call-in number separate than the call-in, you know what I'm saying? People call, they can go and listen live. Then there's a call-in number for callers.
Right. Well, so then you have a total of 3 numbers. One number you call in on and log in on, and then you have a guest line, and then you have a public line, so to speak. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. With Blog Talk, you only have 2. You have the number you call in to sign in on, and then you have just a public line. But there's a button on there where you can push to dial out to call your guests if you want to call people and bring them in through the platform rather than through your Skype. Because otherwise you're going to have another browser open handling your Skype, and hanging up on people on your Skype and dialing through your Skype and all that. Blog Talk is easy to use. It's more stable than it was. They got a serious attack not too long ago. And I had some problems with it periodically.
Well, is it new user friendly because someone that's never been in broadcasting before?
Yeah, it's not bad. There's a lot of stuff out on YouTube. The best way to learn anything today is just ask the question in Google. On Spreaker, how do I do this? And somebody's made a video. Somebody or Spreaker will have. And you go over there and you watch the video and go, oh, that's how that works.
Yeah, on Spreaker I can actually play music and DJ music and everything. It actually has a DJ board and everything where you can like DJ music and have an actual radio station on there.
Yeah. Well, there's audio. Blog Talk's a little clumsy on that. All you have is clips that you can play. I mean, you can play a whole show. You can can a whole show, have it automatically play. But it's not real slick, but it's slick enough. We ain't Fox News, so why act like we are? We just do the best we can. And,
Okay, I have a question.
yes, ma'am.
Notice I did not even mute you.
Who are you hollering at?
I was calling at you, Chuck.
Oh.
Just 'cause it's fun.
That's okay. You're not the first one to yell. I mean, you damn sure won't be the last.
Hey, guess what? I was talking to one of our boots on the ground who's at home right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling him that I want to mount a campaign against the press, and he said, do it. He's in.
Okay. I need to make a few phone calls.
Oh, I have a few notes.
And I'll get back to you on that one. I'll have to read the article and get everything in perspective and make sure I agree that he didn't just step on his yang because of his age. But you take a look at it and see. I mean, you just call them up, and whenever they hang up on you, when you start asking questions, where's the whole raw file, stuff like that. I mean, if y'all have watched the video, I have not.
I've only watched part of it. I haven't even watched the whole thing.
And well, sometime later today, I'll try and watch it. But I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to have a show tonight or not.
If you go to the community conference page, Michigan 10 put a post up of the part of the conference that they're pulling the headline from. That way, it's just 2 minutes long instead of an hour.
Okay, that was. Let me walk back in here. I had to get up and walk around a little bit. I've been tapping on my computer and working for the last how many hours now?
Hey, Chuck.
I am about to get hit with a thunderstorm. I don't know how bad it's going to get, but my news channel is sending out warnings. So, just in case I fall offline, I'm fine. We're just having a thunderstorm.
Okay, sweetheart, whose page was that on?
Community conference page.
No. Oh, it's on the community conference page?
Yes, sir.
Chuck.
Yes, sir.
I actually sent you a link of the whole thing. Fast forward it to about 15 minutes in and watch it from there instead of just a little 2-minute clip or whatever it is. You really need to see like a minute or two prior to the comments to really understand.
Okay.
But I sent you a Facebook link to the whole entire hour long or however long it was. But just fast forward it to like 14 minutes and watch from say 14 to 20.
Okay,
so
well, hold on just a second.
Everything, the actual context instead of just the couple lines that they're spinning.
Hold on just a second, partner. My browser just crashed on me again. I'm really tired of that happening. I have reset so many things to try and stop that from happening, but it's still... I think I'll go through it. Yes, sir.
Hey, you know about that virus called Heartbleed, right?
Yeah, it's a real bastard, too. But here's the thing. Steal my identity. I'm not going to pay them if somebody steals my identity. If they haven't confirmed it with me before they loan money to somebody, that's their fucking problem. I can't really worry about that too much. The only one that worries me about it was on Ustream. It's the only one I've seen where they did have a breach. But apparently, I posted it on my page, an email I got from Ustream. And I posted it on my page, and it said, reset your passwords. And it's a real dangerous. It's why Obamacare is going to be eaten up by it, and they're not required to tell us. Everyone else is required by law to tell you if they've had a security breach. They specifically exempted Obamacare from having to follow that law. Let me see what the hell I got going on here. Here. I'm having to go to Explorer, and I don't like Explorer. My Firefox keeps crashing on me all the time when I'm on Facebook. Okay, you say you posted it on my wall, or you sent me a note, or what?
Yeah, this is Tim. I sent you a private message with a link. Just click the link and fast forward it to about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. I had forgotten you sent me that, Tim. I got so many irons in the fire. Thank you.
Florida one?
Yeah.
Did you receive all that I sent you?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, go over there a sec.
Say that again.
link he sent me is not playing for some reason. The source, trying to go to the source, but what day was that on?
Did you get that Florida one?
Say that again, Barbie.
Check your messages.
Okay.
Hey, I had to go to the source videos to try and find this thing. What does the image look like? Is he sitting in his living room or something with a young guy, or what does it look like? Give me an idea.
No, they were outside.
Okay, I think I found it. This is 2 days ago. Okay, I'm gonna mute out while I listen to this.
All right, we're going to go live again. Got something happening down here. A meeting. Everybody is on Zoom. And see what's going on. Come on in the stage. It's funny.
I must not have the right plug-in to play this or something. This is not playing for me.
Hey, Chuck.
Yep.
Type this right into your browser.
today.
BUSER.
Hang on a second. Let me open Firefox again. I hate using Explorer.
No bikes today. Get off. Go find your helmet. Come here.
It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and didn't wake up in the morning.
Hey, hello. Everybody mute your mics, please. Whack that child and mute your mic at the same time. Okay, what was I supposed to punch in on the browser?
BAMBUSER.com.
I was just there. I don't know why it won't play. I must not have the right plugins for it. For God's sakes, find his mic and mute him. When I have time, I was just at that site, and whatever that plug-in is to play that, I can't get it to work, so I'll have to come back to that. I've got several things I've got to take care of first, and I'll try and come back to it.
I can't get it to work either. It plays like 30 seconds.
I don't know. I just opened it up in another browser, and it went straight to playing.
Okay. Well, it's just a matter of plugins. What plugins you have? Plugins. Barbara, are you there? Or Barbie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hunt him down and mute that mic. Just go through muting people until you find him. Wow. Thank you. They're much better. Oh, I thought so.
Lots of one.
Just mute everybody, bring everybody back one at a time or something. I got to jump, guys. I'll try and find that video, and I'll jump into it about 15 minutes. Huh?
What video is he looking for?
I don't know his fucking helmet. He was looking for the entire video from Saturday, the one that started all this rant and raving today.
Oh, I saw that earlier. I don't know where I saw it.
Yeah, I sent him 2 links, but for some reason they won't open in his browser. You need to change your bed, but well, and come here. Go on the couch.
The Florida one. But
Hey, Chris, basically the black difference is correct.
Chris, I can hear you. I don't want your mic. Okay, let me go.
yeah, Barbie, you there?
Yeah, we're hearing your kids holler, Dave.
For my kids. I'm on mute.
Okay, one of your mutes ain't working then.
No, you're not.
Chris?
Yes. Hey, 7-9, you're going to have...
Sorry, I got. Hey, why can't you just go put me in the powder?
And we really need to mute some mics.
I already did.
Oh.
Barbie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, I got an unconfirmed report from Memphis, Tennessee coming into me. It's a reliable source that we have 40 Black Panthers to go protest at the ranch. And it's coming from a very reliable source. In about an hour, I will have a confirmed report.
Oh, shit.
About the comments, racial comment stuff. They're going down there to protest. So, you might need to call boots on the ground and let them know that it is unconfirmed, but they need to be prepared. And in an hour, I will have a confirmed report from Memphis, Tennessee. That's what the radio, when you was hearing the radio come across, boots on the ground and stuff, I'm getting it from, a few sources, but the boots on the ground needs to know.
You got a contact number for any of them?
No, you have I haven't got none of the numbers that you've got.
Not boots on the ground. Do you have a contact for who you're hearing it from?
Oh yeah, it's on the radio, and he's confirming it with his buddy that is, it will be a 100% confirmed in about an hour or so.
Okay.
But we do need to give them he feels like we should give them a heads up.
Yeah, hold on. Chris, are you on this call? I could have swore I heard Chris come in.
Which Chris?
Okay.
Current 7-9 on a com check. Come back.
I'm muting out so I can make some calls here.
With the recent meeting.
Whoever's got the comm radio that's beeping in, I don't know if you know that you're not muted or not, but you are not muted.
Yeah.
This is Florida 1. You wasn't hearing that just now a few seconds ago, were you?
Yes, sir. I heard it. It said comm check, and you could hear the radio beeping. That's why I come on and said something. I didn't want anything broadcast that shouldn't be.
Yeah, I muted it, though, because you would have heard a whole lot of beep, 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 and talk after that. Did you hear anything after that?
No, sir. No, sir. That's the only reason I said something. I didn't want everybody hearing something while they don't, need broadcasting.
Yeah, no, I was trying to... it's actually working. See, using Skype, I can actually switch off of here, mute out, and still talk on the radio on my phone. So,
okay.
So it didn't used to work like that. But on my telephone, I can't do both at once. So I have to use my computer. So.
What, do you have an app to actually have the radio frequencies on your telephone?
Yeah, I have an app to have the radio frequencies on my phone, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well, like I said, I just wanted to make sure you knew that I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was talking to you saying, if you didn't hear me say, this is muted, and if you can hear me, something's wrong. Did you hear that?
No, you're good.
All right, I actually turned the app off right now. Let me go turn it back on.
Florida 1, please advise.
Go ahead, Barbie. This is Florida 1. Can you hear me? Barbie.
Stand by. I'm sorry, when I asked you to advise, I had my speaker all the way down, and then I got called back again. So could you please advise Florida 1?
Advise what?
Do you have to wait an hour for your second confirmation?
Yes, but it's coming from a reliable, very, very reliable source. 2 reliable sources, and we're just trying to get the feed. A matter of fact, it most likely will be on the news. The Panthers, Black Panthers, says that they're fixing to actually do a press conference. So I am pretty sure that they are telling them the news. It's going to hit the news before they even get to Bundy Ranch. Just like the militias being called out hit the news before they even went to the Bundy Ranch.
Anybody want to do a volunteer reconnaissance?
Sorry, I had people walk in here while I was...
It happens to all of us. Florida 1, you stay put. Anybody got a couple minutes they can spare to make a phone call?
Well, my line's tied up right now, Barbie, or I would do it.
I know, Florida 1, you just stay put and listen to what you're listening to.
I can, Barbie. Just message me what you need me to do.
Real Patriots here.
I just want somebody to call the Memphis. Call the Memphis airport and see if there's anything going out of Memphis to Nevada. That's all. Hello.
Yeah, see if there's a lot of flights or something going from Memphis to Nevada, because I don't know if you heard, but we have an unconfirmed report that there's 40 Black Panthers going to protest on what the Bundy said. Even though it's not even racist, like November 2/8 just said on the radio, he said it pisses us off because it's not even what he said didn't even have nothing to do with race.
Yeah, but everybody's tearing up the fact that he said Negro, and he said it again today. So, and that's all it takes for some, you know.
Well, look, Harry Reid just said the same daggone thing. I'll try to find it. Harry Reid said the same thing. As a matter of fact, he called President Obama a Negro president in a white that was born white or something. I don't know how the heck he said it, but you look for it. Punching them words. Harry Reid saying that. I mean, look for it. He said it. Is he getting backlash and having the Black Panthers come at him?
Nope. But
the Black Panthers are just trying to get news coverage.
Yeah, but they're also supported by Obama. Don't forget that.
Yeah, exactly. Obama's probably sending them out there, and you know what's going to happen? If that crazy daggone, what's his daggone name? The crazy daggone black dude
Excuse me, Flight 1.
Yeah.
Please calm down.
Okay. What's his name anyway?
Your second verification, please, sir.
Yeah, I am. I get aggravated. It's not even got nothing to do with racism, even though he said that. Many people says Negro. Actually, in Spanish, Negro means black. It's not even a bad word in Spanish.
Yeah, but the mainstream is making it look like it is a bad thing. You know, you got to explain that this guy's old school, you know?
Yeah, I know. He was just comparing them to, you know, were they free then or are they free now? What's the difference? Either way, they are under slavery as well as the white man right now.
Hang on 1 second, guys. I've been muted and was talking to myself the whole time. I just checked Expedia, and there are 0 flights going out of Memphis to Las Vegas tonight. Where else might have a place close to Memphis with an airport?
Well, not all the Black Panthers are in Memphis. They could be scattered all over the place. And there's probably a lot in Chicago.
Gotcha. Well, there's your answer you wanted, Barbie. 0 flights out of Memphis tonight.
There's no comments about it on the Black Panther website.
Yeah, that's my fear with he said, she said, and start calling boots on the ground until it's verified, not he said, she said from reliable sources. Until you hear something from the horse's mouth or got it on documentation, I don't see a lot of need in worrying the boots on the ground. It's not like they can be there, 10 minutes from now anyway.
Well, these, the Black Panthers aren't, like the nicest people in the world. And they do have full backing from Obama and Eric Holder. So, because they've gotten away with all kinds of crap in the last 6 years.
Oh, I understand that. I'm full aware of that. I'm just saying, with everything that's going on today, there's no need in adding fuel in the fire until we're absolutely sure.
We're having a thunderstorm here.
Oh, I get horrible service right now. So
okay.
Sorry about that.
I didn't know what was doing with me. Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm going to tell them to verify first before we relay this any further. Okay. Hold on a second.
But yeah, I do understand what you're saying. That thought had crossed my mind earlier because of whose pockets they're in. And then that wouldn't be them actually starting something. They'd be coming in the middle of something and, but I had thought about that. But like I say, just no need in getting too panicked or too worried until we have confirmation.
Yeah, but these guys could definitely be an unwelcome provocation, you know what I'm saying? It would be cool if we could find some black people that might, have an insight. All my sources are in the sandbox right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave my phone on. Or my microphone on. So, anybody call Memphis? I was going to look at the phone number.
I had checked on Expedia. There are 0 flights leaving Memphis, but as well as tonight there are 0 flights leaving Memphis to Las Vegas. But as everybody said here, when I made that comment, you know, they would be coming from all over the country, probably not Memphis. Just don't want to add fuel onto the fire until we get more than a friend of mine, he said, she said bullshit.
Yeah. And Chris is calling me about another topic that we're working on too. Chris wants in on a mountain campaign against the press. So, and he has some really awesome ideas. And then we were talking about the FCC, as y'all heard. The FCC is next on my hit list, just so you know.
Get them.
I'm going to. So have we had any other confirmations other than one? I need one more before I make that phone call. Anybody check any of the Facebook pages to see if anything was posted?
I'm checking Facebook, Google. I can't find a thing yet.
Well, Black Panther's community has 2,626 likes. Community does not need to dim mouse. Well, on their community page, last post was March 10th. Chris Rock, how not to get your ass kicked by police. And under comments, Kermit the Frog. Hey, look, they're posting pictures of Obama acting like a cow too. Oh, Michelle Obama. Well, this Mr. Jack Conwell is an idiot. When were you posted? 19th, 15th. I'm seeing posts on here of people saying they don't want a race war. Okay, let's try another one.
Barbara, do you have a fish aquarium near you, or are you frying French fries or boiling something?
Yes, sir.
Sounds like French fries frying or something, or boiling or something, or a fish aquarium bubbling in the background. I've never heard it before.
It's raining outside.
Oh, all right. That's what it is. I was like, is she frying French fries?
Hey, this is Comms One. I'm chiming in.
Holy cow, we can hear you good. Okay, be quiet. Comes one, we have a confirmation of supposedly 40 Black Panthers headed out of Memphis going to Nevada.
Well, it's not a
what?
It's
Can you come again?
Slider one, you want to report?
Yeah, I can. It's a unconfirmed. We're trying to get it confirmed in about an hour or so. I should have it confirmed. But it's reported that there's 40 Black Panther members going to the ranch to protest.
Dude, the Black Panthers don't even exist anymore, dude. That's got to be the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or nothing. That just sounds pretty wacky.
Well, I'll tell you what, they pretty much do, because during the Trayvon Martin thing, we had a whole bunch of Black Panther members down here protesting at everything and citing race wars and everything else. Well, yes, they do.
I've never.
Yes, they do, because I'm on the page on Facebook for them.
Dude, I'm pretty sure the Black Panthers aren't going to come up and show up out there. The Black Panthers split. The Black Panthers split into two gangs, now known as the Blood and Crips today. And so, yeah, that's not up in my opinion. But never.
Well, I mean, it just depends. I mean, if they show up, you can look up the Black Panther leader, and you'll see he's from another country. As a matter of fact.
And they have a website, too.
Yeah, they sure do. They are still there.
Yeah. And actually, when I Googled it, it came up with Black Panther Marxists.
Exactly. That's what they are. They're Marxists.
How do you spell that?
Marxist, I believe.
Wow, there's a lot on that.
Supposedly, these black, from what I was studying on it, when Trayvon Martin was killed here in Florida, and they were protesting here, and people were scared that because they threatened to come shoot everybody with a gun, and
that's why.
They showed pictures of the leader with an AK, because he was in the military in Africa.
Hey, man, you know what also they showed a picture of before? They showed a picture of Obama shooting a gun. Hell, they even got pictures of Pierce Morgan shooting a fucking gun. I can go and buy out an airsoft gun and spray paint the tip black for $100 and then get on and post a picture online. But it doesn't mean anything's going to happen. There's plenty of people online nowadays who like to stir up trouble and incite fear and feelings to people. But I'm telling you, man, that story doesn't sound. The Black Panthers are pretty much faded out of existence anymore. Yeah, there was a lot of black people pissed over Trayvon's Martin deal, and honestly, though, if anyone does show up to protest, let them be. If they're peacefully protesting, they're exercising their First Amendment rights. Now, if they start attacking somebody there, I don't think it's going to end out very well. But to tell you the truth, man, I seriously doubt that that's a true report.
Well, these guys don't know what peaceful protesting is.
No, they don't.
Well, who told you that they were coming?
It'll be confirmed whether or not they are in about an hour and a half.
Well, where did you hear this rumor to begin with?
It's not a rumor. Coming over the radio.
What channel can we hear that on?
What radio?
We hear it on the channel. It's because you got to hear it on where I was on the Zillow app.
Yeah, man. See, I wouldn't trust nothing coming out of anything.
But these are coming from coming from boots on the ground, from our crews, or people that was boots on the ground. That's why I said it's not confirmed yet, and it's not gone no further than us. We're just calling airports and trying to confirm it. If they do show up, they just need to be prepared. No big deal. It's not going to be real.
You, man, the Black Panthers got split up many years ago.
Okay.
Hey, and we got a lot of echo on this phone. I don't know who's echoing.
Not me, I don't think.
Whoever just got muted and said it was giving off the echo.
Did you mute them?
I did, and then I unmuted them so they could mute themselves.
Well, it doesn't seem like a problem anymore, but like I said, the Black Panthers were disbanded many years ago, and split into the two gangs that we know now. And I honestly don't think that they would give a rat's ass about coming out to that ranch to do any sort of protesting at all, to tell you the truth. I don't even know if those two gangs, anyone who is even affiliated with those gangs, can even drive 50 miles down the highway without wrecking, honestly. So I honestly don't see them coming out there. And people, I'm just saying, man, anything's possible, but that just sounded that's out of the box, man. That's got to be the craziest thing I've heard about this whole situation, man. Hey, who's typing?
Me. Nobody was talking.
And that's supposed to make it okay?
Yeah. I'll mute, thank you. You see, I don't mute because I hope somebody else will bring up another topic. And I lost it.
Hello.
Sorry, I had my mute on because I was typing. Hello, how are you today?
Doing good. Anything happen with this whole, Bundy's a racist crap that CNN's trying to push?
Sorry, I was talking to you on mute again. We're waiting for confirmation on a few things.
You know what they should do?
I have a few ideas, but people don't seem to like them.
They should interview the militia member that's of quote color that he supposedly hates and release it.
Who is this?
Who?
Who am I talking to?
Illinois 7.
Oh.
I'm just saying he's got people protecting him that aren't exactly, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Comms 1, would you like to answer that question? Sorry for my typing. Where are you, Comms 1?
Yeah, I'm just listening. Just trying to find out what's going on too. Kind of doing some stuff. I don't really have anything to add. I think it's a good idea since he has a press conference pretty much every day, so he might as well bring some security personnel along and just do what he can to dispel that sort of BS, but hey, the media will play what they'll play, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Go on.
Saying it makes sense. If they say he's racist, why not be standing with people that...
I 100% totally agree with you. That yeah. But, they've tried all these stupid labels, domestic terrorists and all this, like, whatever. They're going to do what they're going to do. It's a good comeback, counterattack, whatever you want to call it, and I agree with that. But I think the bigger picture is, they need to be thinking of the end game on how because obviously they're not going to have a couple hundred dudes pulling security down there forever, so they need to cut a deal where at some point, they're not going to get raided because we're not going to be able to keep personnel down there indefinitely. This might
that's going to be a problem. Unless somehow establish, I don't know, seems kind of out there.
Because the difference is BLM and all of them have all the time in the world. They could just not do anything. They could actually let this blow over in the media. Something else is going to pop up, Ukraine or whatever in the media, have it totally blow over. Wait 5 years and then hit his place when no one's even looking and hit it hard. It would be nothing you could do about it. They could actually go in and kill every single person there and burn all the houses down. They're not going to have any video of it, and they could just be like, oh, Cliven, we tried to serve a warrant with 2 plainclothes cops, or 2 uniformed cops, and he started shooting at us, blah, 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 blah. So, they need to come out with some sort. They have to cut a deal. That's the end of the story. Because we're not going to be able to keep people down there indefinitely. And there's going to be other areas, like this Oklahoma thing, that might get bigger. I think the turnout and the reaction from the American people was good on this. And eventually, if we do try and stay down there indefinitely, I think it's going to be putting all our eggs in one basket. I think we need to, the Bundys need to figure out an end game and cut some sort of deal.
Well,
I don't know, whatever.
Oh, I think the only deal that's going to be cut is, them giving up the land, because it's the only deal that the Feds want.
Well, I think that all the militia out there, or some of the militia out there, should have cameras mounted on their ARs. So if something did break out, that'd be pretty. If the evidence wasn't destroyed by the end of such a bad event occurring, they at least provide some defense. Also have live streams in the area, so there's no such thing as the Feds distorting footage, as we all know that they will. Just like
why don't they?
I don't know why they were all there for one day and then got shut down.
Why don't they? I'm sorry. Sorry, you can finish if you want. I was just thinking.
No, I was finished. Go ahead.
I was thinking, why don't they set up some cameras with solar panels on them and have a live feed or something, and have them disguise as bushes or something. So if something happens, it'll be recording. That way, at least it'll be on footage.
Well, the whole point is to deter them to start shooting up a crowd of innocent people. So, and having cameras pointed at you, even if they're hidden cameras, and they may just start doing it anyway. But I agree with that idea. Just to recover that later on, if something does go down, recover those cameras. But I think
they'll try and shoot at them first. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
if they're concealed, or maybe you could have like a set of concealed cameras and a set of open cameras.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely, whoever's firing shots from our side needs to have cameras on their weapon.
The only other thing I think of is setting up some kind of fund to either have, I don't know if it's feasible, but to have a sort of semi-permanent, militia, like where there's funding for it, so that people can. So I don't know.
Well, having a little camera on Ustream up on the hill with a solar panel attached, or a generator, or a solar panel, whatever you want to put on it, and then put that up on the hill and zoom it in on the whole area.
No.
The problem is they need the sheriff to do what the sheriff's. What you could do is because you got to vote for the sheriff over there, right? Just like everyone else. Is anyone there?
Hey man, you got to vote for the president too, but that don't do anything. In my opinion, I don't know why everyone's getting all so hyped up and so excited that the sheriff is going to come defend him. Last time I checked, I had some pretty bad experiences with sheriffs in my years. And
I'm
also,
just saying, like,
no, but hold on. Also, the people granted these rights to themselves back when the Constitution was ratified. It didn't come from anything having to do with any form of authority. So what I mean is that with a sheriff there or not, backing them or not, the people should be able to exert their rights all they want to without having to have the sheriff there trying to defend them. But I mean, I have no problem with him being there as long as he supports everything and isn't stirring up any trouble. But like I said, the people should be able to exert their rights and exert anything they need to prevent some sort of atrocity like shooting from happening out in that area.
What they should do is just get someone that's going to be a constitutional sheriff, either someone that's either from the Bundy family or friends with, or something like that, and just replace the sheriff. That could be a potential game, because then that would be securing the Bundys, and any other rancher that wants to go back there and start doing cattle again, because the sheriff is key.
I disagree, because I think the sheriff is not key, because the sheriff really doesn't have any authority over federal agents and enforcing laws, with my understanding, anyway. So I don't know what the sheriff could do if a bunch of marshals or whoever came out there and said, well, we're the feds and you're just a county sheriff, so you either get out the way or you're getting shot too. And I'm pretty sure the feds got bigger guns than the sheriff's department in Clark County. But yeah, man, it all starts with the people. The sheriff would just be a plus if he's helping out. But if the people are...
Well, it'll be a huge plus, because you're not just going to go and, shoot county sheriff with all his, deputies and SWAT team or whatever, He's just not going to do that. It'll take a few days, and by that time you'll be able to gather support,
Well, I think that citizens should be able to stand up with or without law enforcement backing them and stand up for their rights or against a tyrannical agency or entire system if need be, without having any sort of oath keepers or anybody who's in the military backing them at all, because the rights are pertaining to the citizens and they're not granted to us by the government at all. So that's my whole thing, is if you start with the people really wanting it, the people have 100% right to defend their liberty. And there was a Supreme Court case that did approve that that an individual does have the right to use force in the same way to defend himself from an assault or attack as he would in defending his liberties. There's a guy, it was a couple weeks ago on this conference call, said that. I'm going to go ahead and try and find that court case real quick and read that precedent. But yeah, that's by the Supreme Court rule, land of the law. It also states that law enforcement officials, they've ruled this more than once, that law enforcement officials have no duty to protect citizens whatsoever. The only duty that they have is to enforce laws. So next time, because if next time somebody tries saying that the police are there to protect, well, the law of the land says otherwise. So that's how I look at it. I mean, I don't have a problem with police who are doing the job right and not abusing their powers, but it's starting to get ridiculous. And once police start getting involved, there's always going to be some sort of bad apple in the group every single time. So, I mean, if you just get a lot of liberty-loving patriots out there, I don't really think it's necessary unless,
I mean,
like I said,
probably
it's going to be a good asset disrupt.
If we can somehow get how's that Utah thing like? Are they still talking to try and get rid of the BLM's control over basically the entire West? I mean, people live on the land that the BLM owns. Is that correct?
I don't know, man.
Because
You know,
85%.
the BLM,
Yes, sir, that is correct.
or the
Well, how is that
BLM
possible?
owns,
It's owned by a person, like someone's house,
Because
someone's kid, their
if you-
family lives there.
because they got guns, and if you don't agree with them, they're going to shoot you, and then say that you pulled out
That's
a gun.
total bullshit.
And say that you pulled out a gun whenever you had a Wii controller or a TV remote in your hand, just like this 17-year-old who got shot at his front doorstep as he's answering the door to the cops because he answered the door and he had a Wii remote in his hand, and the cop instantly draws out his gun and empties the whole magazine.
Sir, if you look at the title of your car, you paid for your car, correct?
Yeah.
If you look at the title of your car, who does it say the owner is?
Me?
No. You should check it out. Your deed for your home is the same way.
Dude, if they want to, it doesn't matter what you bought or how much money you put into it or what you did or how long your family's been there. If they really wanted it, they're going to show up to your house with fully locked and loaded. And if you don't agree with them, they'll just shoot you and then say that you were making erratic movements. And if anyone questions anything having to do with the shooting, all the cops will get paid vacation. They're getting their paychecks while they're at home sunbathing. And meanwhile, you're sleeping 6 foot under. And I guarantee you, if it wasn't for the PR campaign, if it wasn't for PR relations, I don't know why I would say PR relations, but if it wasn't for the PR outbursts that would occur if the BLM went in there and shot up all those people at the ranch, then I guarantee you they would have done it. And I'm telling you now that I personally don't think this thing is over. It could re-erupt any day. And I'm telling you, if they really wanted it that bad, they would just go in there with tanks or whatever. They wouldn't even have to go in there with tanks. They just have to send 100 people in there with level 4 armor and fully automatic rifles and take everybody out. And then just say, well, too bad, they're dead now, and we're taking the land. I mean, that's what it's going to end up turning into if people don't start waking up and fighting for their right. And that's why I'm glad they did stand up. Because I guarantee you, if they did just back down, there would have probably been a shooting if they were being compliant.
And what about that Utah thing with the politicians meeting? Is that going forward at all?
Man, with my experience with politicians,
basically what I'm hearing is it is senseless to deal with politicians, which I've believed before, and the only way forward is, unfortunately, because they made it impossible to do it peacefully. That's what I'm hearing, because it just seems impossible to do it the way the people want it. Unless I'm wrong.
I agree.
I mean, that's why I'm trying to do a lot of things, because right now all I have is basically something for concealed carry and basically, a hunting weapon. That's not enough.
I personally want more than that. I personally want more than that myself because,
well, I need more than that.
I mean, if they got big guns, we need them too.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know where people.
I mean, I could probably stop a couple home invaders, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know where people get the Second Amendment twisted up. I mean, if you read it, it's in plain as day language, in black and white, it says exactly what it's there for. And exactly, it doesn't say anything about any sort of restrictions at all. So I think that fully
there should be no restrictions.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't a single, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, don't take me on fact as this, I could be totally wrong, but I heard somewhere that there wasn't even a single school shooting before the NFA was passed in the 30s.
The NSA what?
The NFA, National Firearms Act, banning full autos unless you get a tax stamp and go through that whole process. Or no, it wasn't even that. It was just, that's whenever all the SBR and SBS laws came out. Actually, I really don't care about the laws, to tell you the truth. They're all unconstitutional.
If we ever do get that thing with the Utah, if that does go through, that'd be great, but I doubt it. Next best thing would probably get the sheriff, change the sheriff, and they'll give them some protection. If you can get some protection out there, it's better than nothing.
Yeah,
or what they could do is, if they do get the sheriff back and they get ranchers back there, the ranchers, they could have their own security force. That's what they might have to do. Maybe ranchers across the United States should start doing that if they live on land that's possibly used for fracking.
I think what we need to do is we need to go to Washington and take our stinking country back and take our land back and everything else along with it, along with our Constitution. Bunch of crap.
Probably the only way it's going to happen. But the thing is, a lot of people just don't care. Until they can stop feeding their families, they're just not going to care.
Well, we need to somehow get the media to start talking and telling everything, or we need to start our own media somehow.
There's alternative medias out there.
That's what I was talking about earlier about mounting a campaign against them.
Media is half the problem here.
Actually, media is the main problem. It's owned by 6 people. All the media in the United States is owned by 6 different people or corporations, whatever you want to call them.
They're all government run.
Globalists.
government controlled, rather.
I'd still be on my own. Sadly, it's not the case. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I think maybe ranchers in different parts that don't, like that aren't privately owned, like in other states, they should start, getting their own security force. Simple as that. That way it could be at least they have something to defend with without having to call out for help, And that calling for help would just be, extra help. Do you have any thoughts on that, or?
Oh, I think back.
Hold on, man. I'm just trying to write this. I'm just trying to write a little message to someone, trying to explain to them how there's no terrorist threat to the U.S. Some people are still in this paranoid state where they think that they're about to get. Half these people are so scared that a plane's going to fly into their house every single second of the day. So they just beg to have every single one of their rights stripped away. And it upsets me to no end whenever you're 8 times more likely to get killed by a police officer than you are a terrorist. And actually,
dog is about probably 100 times more likely to get killed by a police officer than a terrorist.
So, I mean, dude, you're actually more likely to get struck by lightning. And, how many people are scared to swim in the water because of sharks, even though sharks kill about 2 people a year? I'm getting sick and tired of this word terrorist.
It's how dictators control people. Terror. You got to be scared of something. That's why you need government.
Our government's the biggest terrorist there is.
Okay, I guess that debate is over. Anybody got anything else to say?
I'm so pissed off at all these events going on right now. And I'm getting so sick and tired of this word terrorism. I know that the debate is over, but everyone who's ever called into this call in the last 2 weeks is considered a terrorist, so get used to it. Any gun owner is a terrorist. Also, Homeland Security documents did reveal that they listed veterans as the #1 potential terror threat, then said that they were, quote, sorry whenever they got popped. And you know that whenever the DHS said sorry, that's just a bold-faced lie anyway. And they'll just start ramping up their activities even more. Meanwhile, they're buying 2.6 billion rounds of ammunition, and they just purchased 25 million more shotgun rounds. They've already gone over the hollow points. Now they can't be used 10 more times. So the only place it could be used is here on American soil, on American citizens. If there are any left by the time these fools who run this country are done releasing the floodgates on the borders. Yeah, I'm about to get banned from this Facebook page. Oh my God, can you guys hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hey man, I'm sitting here reading on Facebook, and there's some feminist down talking Bundy, and she's like, you don't need to mansplain all this situation to me. We get the point.
Sounds like more divide and conquer tactics.
And this feminist is calling. I have nothing wrong with women, but some of these people get ridiculous. Some of them, I wonder if they know how they were even born.
Yeah. I've been checking in for hours here. Has anything much changed since lunchtime?
Not really. There's a couple of rumors, but I think those are out of the box. This woman is trying to call Bundy a welfare leech, and he leeches millions of dollars off welfare every month.
Yeah,
there's got to be someone paid.
For a while, they have no idea what's going on.
I don't know, dude. This person has got to be paid by the government to go online and do all this, because there's no way to sit on your computer for 3 hours at a time, posting every 2 minutes whenever someone responds.
Yeah, I'm sure there's the government shills out there. Was that comms?
Yeah, this is comms.
Hey, I sent you a message there. You're trying to get on the call without using a phone. I did find a way. I guess it didn't work for Barbie, but it's working flawlessly for me. You can use your laptop.
Minnesota?
Correct.
Man, you sound so much different to these headphones than my older ones. I didn't even recognize you.
Well, was that the problem, using the headphone mic?
No, my phone mic is even worse.
Oh, I was just wondering, because you sound great right now. Not like you have previously, where you could barely even make out that you were speaking.
What did you send me that on? My email or what? Because I remember email because I remember seeing that. I remember seeing the message. I don't know where I saw it at. Is all I know.
Yeah, it was on an email where you and I had first communicated.
All All right, I'll go ahead and check that out.
But be aware, I guess, that link might not work 100%. You might have to sign up for the little service. It's a free thing on the internet. I don't remember what I did. It was in the middle of the night when the first Bundy story broke, But the site is called Zynga. I think it's Zynga or Zynga. I think that's how it is. Sign up for their little thing, and you can just do the online conference call through the computer, and then you just use your laptop's mic, and you can do it that way. And I've done it that way a lot. Once you sign into the thing, all you have to do is press one button. You don't have to put in the access number, any of that. You just hit the little green call button, it does its thing. It does occasionally get kicked off, and you got to call back in. It doesn't do it very often, though.
Dude, I'm just so surprised that you sound so much different. You sound like a completely different person through these headphones.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty sure I haven't changed my voice much since then. Yeah,
I'll go ahead and check that out. But if you want to hear this rumor circulating around that I heard whenever I chimed in about 5 p.m. about the Black Panthers moving into their Bundy Ranch.
What? I haven't heard that, but since it's just still right now, still a total speculation, we probably shouldn't even try to spread that much.
Yeah, I didn't really buy into that as soon as I heard it. But
What? What did you just hear?
There's unsubstantiated claims that the Black Panther, I guess you could call them a militia group as well, but that their group is moving into conflict with the Bundy Ranch supporters. It's still completely speculation, no credible sources or no proof of this yet.
Did anyone call Boots on the ground, see if they can get some confirmation?
I'm not in contact with Boots. Comms, are you?
Dude, Minnesota.
Go ahead, Comms.
Dude, that link you sent me is badass, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, it works.
Call right in and just one click, super easy.
Yeah, I clicked on that one thing, and then it instantly it just asked to access my microphone, and then it was and then it started dialing in. But
I shared that to Barbie a long time ago, and she said it wasn't working, so she didn't want to share it to anybody, but I'm glad it's working for you. It's pretty convenient.
I didn't say I didn't want to share it to anybody. I couldn't.
Well, I just assumed since you said it wasn't working, I didn't know we didn't have any confirmation that it's working for anybody than me, so I can't blame you there. I just assumed. But as long as it's working, that's great.
It's badass, dude. Can that website call any other numbers, like free? Because I've been looking for a free web phone. I mean, Google
I don't know. This is
free.
the only time I've used it.
Well, I know that Google did have a free phone service for the longest time, and then just like last month, they shut mine off. And because I've had my Gmail account since 2012, and it was free all of 2012, and then in 2013 for 6 months they cut it off and charged, and then all of a sudden it just was free again, and now they're trying to charge me. I
had a Google Voice too that I was using for a while. I never really used it much though, since cell phone minutes are so affordable now. But that Zynga thing seems to be working great. I haven't had any.
Yeah, I mainly just use the Google phone to call up representatives and whatnot. So I'm trying to avoid getting put on the watch list, even though I'm probably already on it.
You're way past that. Anybody who doesn't think they're on the list at this point is delusional.
I'm not on the list. I'm immune from their list.
I hope you're right. I don't think.
No,
I'm
not.
so, but I hope you're right.
Anyone on this call that has mentioned any part of who they might be, you're on the list.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm on the list too. I've been fairly anonymous in my interactions here, but I mean, they got the technology. They track everything we do. It's all on their supercomputers.
Yeah, I've been tracking that Utah data center or wherever it is, Idaho, since it's been being
There's a few
built.
of them.
They have enough. I read somewhere. I don't know if it's fact. Like most of the stuff I say, don't take it as fact until you do your own research. But I heard that they could have stored every word uttered by man ever in the history of mankind on their computers there.
Oh, usually. The way those supercomputers work, they have those NSA hubs at all of the ISP connections. That's a documented fact. Nobody's allowed to talk about what it is, but even at companies like AOL back in the day, or now they've got them at AT&T servers and stuff. They've got entire rooms of these private companies that have to do with internet and communications, that all the wires run through this room basically, and there's a whole room that's only alphabet soup agencies are allowed to use, and the owners of the company and the investors and everybody, nobody can know what's that about and what they can do. But the size of those mainframes that they are storing, they're literally storing everything we do electronically. That's where the metadata that Edward Snowden is talking about. It's not about just collecting overall data about who this numbers this phone has called or whatever. They're collecting every single text message, cell phone transmission, landline transmission, radio transmission, email, yada, 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 and they're all being stored. Now, obviously, that's too much information for anybody to look at, but it's all there, so once they have an idea to look into somebody, they can even go right back through all of their data files and look at all the stuff you've done. And thanks to the court order, or the Supreme Court judge just recently said that that is legal to prosecute you retroactively, so that if they're looking for you for whatever, being a domestic terrorist or whatever they want to claim, they can go back all the way back to 2011 when you were drunk and said something stupid on a chat window, and take that as some kind of literal threat, or take that as militant action, or whatever they want to do with it, and they can go back in history and through all of your transmissions, your phone calls and texts or whatever, and pick and choose what they want and then prosecute you with it.
Hey, because I know they need a lot of water to cool those systems, otherwise they overheat and shut down.
Yep, I don't remember, was it Washington? There was one state that passed, or that wasn't passing, but it had a bill going through the
Utah
legislature to shut off their water. And I know that one of them, it passed the Senate or the House. It made one good step in the right direction, but I haven't heard if it gone farther than that, because that is really the only way you can shut them down.
One state did sign that into law. There's other states that are moving in that direction, but I forget which state it was. I think it was Utah. Yeah. I'm not sure, though.
I don't think it was, because Utah is really where the mainframe is right now, and I think that would have made bigger waves with me, but it could be mistaken. But yeah, if they can cut off the local resources to those things, especially the water, because they need, I don't remember what it was, millions of gallons a day or something to keep those computer servers cooled down, that they won't be able to operate without getting the water.
Can we just heat up the water so it wouldn't, I don't know, before it enters there?
Yeah. Oh, they got two main cooling towers at the complex, and they got underground. I'm pretty sure, I don't know why they want them, but I'm just assuming here. They probably do have underground storage as well, but they do have two main cooling towers out in the data center.
Wouldn't it be a shame if someone accidentally had an EMP burst inside one of those mainframes?
Wouldn't that fry everything?
It sure would.
Shit, let's do it.
Hey, wouldn't it be a shame if in a parallel universe someone shot an RPG at one of those cooling towers?
That would be, hypothetically speaking, of course. That would be a shame that all that property would be damaged.
Of course.
In a parallel universe.
It's always in a parallel universe. We would never want something like that in reality. Come on now, we're not terrorists.
No, then definitely no one who would do that would be standing up for liberty and freedom. That's not a parallel universe.
Now we're free right now. Remember Bush? He told us we were free how many times?
Yeah. Clinton did the same thing. I mean, it goes all the way back to the one person that no one in history seems to talk about being one of the biggest tyrants in our American history was Lincoln. And I didn't even realize that until I was an adult. Realized, holy crap, the crap he pulled and how racist he was and how he didn't really give a damn about slaves. I had no idea until I read his own words. That's one thing I definitely want people to look into, because I was only going on the government propaganda I got in public education. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, dude. Teach me any of the 10 amendments, first 10 amendments. It ain't anything about the Bill of Rights.
Well, I got to go.
Would never.
Go on the other line. I'll let you guys get back to you.
All right, man. Nice talking to you.
All right, it's Minnesota back.
Copy. And honestly, though, who knows what they're really building underground, because they'd be fools. Ever since the satellite technology's advanced to the point where they can read a license plate from low Earth orbit, they'd be fools not to have a lot of data centers and a lot of bases on the ground. I mean, it's just simple logic. I'm pretty sure out in Kansas City there is a backup for Wall Street. I don't know, it was so many years ago. It was 5 years ago I heard about there's being some backup for Wall Street in Kansas City. Once again, don't take anything I say as fact until you do your own research. But if they didn't have a backup to Wall Street in one little baby atomic bomb from the 60s that was misplaced and was in that area, there goes the whole entire economy. So I don't know who would not think of having a secondary location for almost all these bases across the U.S.
Is there anyone from Georgia on the call?
I'm not from Georgia here, in Missouri, but didn't Georgia just pass a new gun law out there that was pretty good?
Yep, to bring guns everywhere pretty much. Schools, hospitals, everything.
Great. That's great, man. They're trying to pass a law up here that allows teachers to conceal carry as well.
That's good. This is kind of funny. You know these memes? Got one that says, "Dad, I'm considering a career in organized crime." And the father says, "Government or private sector?" I think I'll post that if it lets me.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. I'm not sure what's the right way to pronounce that. I've heard some people call them memes, other people call them memes. Anybody got the right enunciation of those words, those little one-page Facebook picture caption deals?
It's memes.
It is memes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not actually. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty good ones. I've seen one of the Bundy Ranch that said exercising the First Amendment without the Second, and then it showed a cop, that infamous picture of the cop in riot gear, pepper spraying the line full of people who are sitting down on a sidewalk, not doing a thing, not harming a thing. And then it says with the Second, and then it shows all the people at the Bundy Ranch at the standoff. I mean, that's part of the reason why it's here. It's one of the major reasons, and evidently it worked, so the founders knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, they sure did, and that's one part I agree that is an inalienable right, and nobody else has any special rights than I do. If they get to defend themselves, we're allowed to defend ourselves, and I also believe in what Jefferson said about the Tree of Liberty needing to be refreshed from time to time.
With the blood of patriots.
It has to be hey, I agree with you 100% as well, and I agree with Jefferson, as well as I'm going to confidently say all the other founders. And short-term memory loss. Give me a sec.
Yeah, it was 420 days ago.
You taking your daily dose of fluoride yet?
Yeah, fluoride's good stuff.
Yeah, my filter actually just ran out. I got to go get more filters.
You know, I have been drinking tap water to a high extent my whole life, and just because I don't really have the means and budget to filter it all the time, but I drink a lot of water. And you gotta wonder where my mind would be if I hadn't.
Probably about 10.5 IQ, at least.
Yeah,
probably have a better memory. I've been drinking a lot of water since I was probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I started.
Oh, dude, the water here. Oh my God, you guys don't even know. The tap water here, if you put it into a clear glass, you can literally see. It's not my pipes. You can go to any house in the county and do the same thing. Sometimes it's green water. So that's
where are you done? Tom's one. You just say a region or
within
whatever.
Kansas City region.
Okay.
Within an hour. But you can see particles floating around in the water. I don't know what in the hell they are, and I don't care to find out, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is just sediment and whatnot. It looks gross, but it's not that bad for you. I mean, if you imagine how ugly some of the water was from our ancestors had to drink, 100 years ago or whatnot, because that's all they had. But that whole fluoride for tooth decay thing is a bunch of bullshit, and every dentist knows it, and I'm surprised that hasn't become a bigger issue. It's mass medication, and we have to see them to make much waves in that.
Oh, yeah, it is. Fluorine is not a good compound at all. And if you get that stuff inside your body, it's not going to be very good. Also, the fluoride that's in the water isn't even the kind that they use at the dentist. It's runoff. It's a mix of different types of fluoride as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, it used to be used as poison, literally. And what's another thing is it's a chemical byproduct of, what was it, fertilizer production? Or I can't remember, but it is a main byproduct of a certain kind of industrial process, and it used to be considered a toxic waste that they would have to spend big money on to dispose of properly until whoever it was decided to say, hey, no, you know what, we could just pour this into the people's water supply and we'll let their bodies filter it out, and then you can make money and sell it to us. And instead of having to dump the poison somewhere safe, we'll just dump it into the water, and we'll tell everybody it's to help their teeth. And yeah.
No, but also to add on top of that dumping, you know how all these ships, all they have to do to dump all their chemicals out is go out 3 miles outside the U.S. border in the oceans, mix in all the toxic waste with it to where it's diluted down to 25% toxic waste, 75% water, and then dump however much they want to. And
are you talking about nuclear vessels?
No, I'm talking about every single of these big cruise ships that go out and dump thousands of gallons. Yeah, and all that washes up on the shores. The whole entire Gulf Coast is already hammered from the oil spill, and all these other oil spills we don't even know about.
Yeah. Well, see, that's one thing I was wondering about, all of our nuclear fleet, between us and anybody else who has nuclear-powered naval ships and whatnot. The main thing that makes nuclear reactors so bad for the environment is the water that they use to cool the reactors, because it becomes so highly radioactive. That's what nuclear waste is. And I wonder, all these different nuclear-powered ships, what do they do to cool their reactors, and what happens to their containment water? And I'm guessing it just goes right back into the ocean.
Bobby, mute them out. Whoever's echoing, please. Or whoever is echoing, please mute yourself out. We're getting a lot of background noise.
Anybody got any information on that? 'Cause that's one thing I've wondered, and I've never really found out an answer to.
Well, in my opinion, and based on my research, nuclear energy is not nuclear energy, in my opinion, if it's handled in the correct manner, and the energy production plants are up to date with safety and all the regulations to maintain that no leaks occur, that it's a lot better than oil, in my opinion.
I don't know about that.
I think it's better than coal as far as environmentally, but you still have that nuclear wastewater that they have to deal with. And right now they got that giant hole down there in, where was it, Colorado or whatever. They're still trying to get all the legality so they can store it there.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
I say, go ahead.
There's a problem with nuclear. That stuff, when those rods are done being used, those things are radioactive, and they're going to mess anything up that comes near it. And with oil, which is, it's, I don't know if you know this, but the Earth actually produces oil. And I'm not sure it produces gas as well, but there was this article I read regarding Texas. There was oil well that was completely dry in the 80s or something. And then, I don't know, years ago they checked it, and it was completely full. So this notion that oil is going to disappear is completely false. And I think we should use oil until we figure out how to make solar more powerful, or we figure out how to, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie with cold fusion, where we can have one power plant power the entire world. So we figure out how to do that.
Hey, man.
Coal fusion's still a long ways away, but the oil thing there, I don't know how much information you have on geology, but it takes a long time for the Earth to produce oil. The fact that they had a well dry that's now got oil in it, in my mind, would just mean that another pocket of oil happened to seep into that well, and it took this long to get there. But it takes millions of years for organic matter to be turned into oil.
Also, it could have just been that the oil could not be detected with the current the technology during that time. And also, with the nuclear waste, why don't we put it to good use and try and extend the species' life instead of spending trillions of dollars on war, and send it and start using that waste to melt the ice caps or evaporate them on Mars to jumpstart the terraforming greenhouse effect on Mars, so in 500 years we'll be able to have human inhabitants without wearing a spacesuit on the planet.
Yeah, as cool as that sounds, the logistics of actually terraforming a planet would need a lot more than nuclear waste, not to mention the monetary aspects to shoot that many tons of stuff all the way to Mars, strapped on top of rockets.
We would have to stop killing each other. We would have to have some kind of world peace.
The Curiosity Mars mission, it costs more than a global military expenditure for a good 12 hours. So, I mean, if you do a week of wartime, I'm pretty sure if you cut out all the military spending for a week, you'd be able to have enough money to send people to Mars. With the current Mars 1 mission, it's only NASA's idea was about 100 billion. The idea that they're going to go there and basically pioneer it and take a big risk, only about 1 billion.
Yep.
But I agree with you. It is a pretty far off concept, but to tell you the truth, it's a hell of a lot better concept than blowing each other up. And also, I would also add in that the amount of energy that the amount of energy that the sun hits the Earth with in one day is enough to power the Earth for 200 years.
Yeah, if it could be harnessed properly, for sure. Yeah, I remember that statistic. The last time that military budget was analyzed was 2012, and back then there was $2 billion with a B dollars being spent every single day on military expenditures, and that kind of numbers is just mind blowing. $2 billion with a B a day on military funding. Granted, a big part of that's Veterans Affairs and whatnot. That stuff's not cheap either, but a lot bigger part of that's the bombs and the guns and the troops and the actual military industrial complex.
I also want to add in that some people don't grasp the idea of billions and millions. Okay, if you counted to a billion, okay, let's say you counted one number per second, that would take you 31 years to count to a billion. To count to a trillion, you just don't even want to try to tip it, because that's going to be 31,000 years. There's also, a trillion seconds ago, that was that before writing was invented? I don't know. Either way, a trillion.
Writing has been around for millions of years prior to whichever life form created initially. We are just catching up on this technology. All this lasers and everything. There's life forms out there that probably have plasma bombs and whatever. But
hey man, on that subject, I'm gonna say that there's reasonable belief that, or there could be reasonable suspicion that there is life with the vast size of the universe. But I've also an interesting proof of thought here.
Okay, I just pulled up article
Mars,
regarding this whole oil thing. It's
hold on one second. You can get Calm Swarm to finish his thought there.
Yeah.
Mars was more fertile for life before Earth was. So it's entirely and since we have bacteria today that can withstand high radiation, that can withstand the vacuums of space, that can withstand freezing temperatures, that can withstand extremely high temperatures, all those traits must have been passed down at some point. So it's entirely possible, and I believe this, that life was seeded on Earth from Mars, possibly from an asteroid hitting the planet and ejecting a stowaway that somehow made it here. And
yeah, there's a good possibility that the Mars itself seeded Earth's life, and I definitely believe that there is, all numerous civilizations throughout the universe, probably hundreds, if not thousands, in our own galaxy that are probably nearly as advanced as we are, or more so. The whole thing I feel about if aliens are coming down to run anything, I think it's really only two ways. When your technology gets that great enough to be able to do interstellar travel, that one, you're either going to have your technology so evolved that you have no qualms or quarrels with any other planets. You got your own stuff taken care of. You don't care what they're doing on their little planet. It doesn't affect you at all. Or number two is you're more of like a locust species where you just hop from planet to planet to exploit all the resources. And personally, I think if you get to that stage, you would probably be more in the formal category, but that would be the only stage I would imagine there could really go once you get to that level of technological involvement.
Dude, in 100 years, or the day that I die, hopefully around my 60s, I'm just curious to see what the technology is going to be like then. Because 10 years ago, if you pulled out an iPhone in 2004, back whenever a flip phone was about $200, and back whenever, I know everyone remembers whenever the Razors were out as well, by Motorola. If you pulled out an iPhone 10 years ago, people would start going berserk. And that's our own people doing that. People would just go crazy if they seen you with an iPhone 10 years ago. That's in the 21st century.
Oh,
Imagine
yeah, I mean, you go back 100 years ago and same thing.
Actually, on the entire Apollo 11 mission, I'm not trying to get any conspiracies on this, but in a singing birthday card, that, ones you open up and they start playing noise, that little chip in the birthday card has more computing power than the entire Apollo 11 mission.
Yeah, I heard a similar analogy. They compared it to a modern-day pocket calculator.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I just hope the technology doesn't.
The technology will always be there. We got to obviously make sure that we use it for the benefit of mankind, not for the detriment, because you can look at what the NSA is doing with technology and the amount of, the affordability of massive amounts of computer memory and stuff. But as far as when you start bringing it all the way up to interstellar travel and whatnot, we just don't have an independent system to even have any feasible ideas of, barely even getting outside of our solar system. We've got one craft that's ever done it, Voyager, that was in like 1972. And it just now left our solar system last year.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere for a long time. Maybe in 100 years, we might have a base on Mars where we have to wear spacesuits and go inside of a bubble like you see in those pictures. That's a possibility. But then again, there were people predicting that we'd be on Mars in the 90s. But with all this flop in the space industry,
the main issue is
all that.
Well, just imagine how far the space industry would be if we could put even, a quarter of the military budget into that, because the amount of minerals and stuff that are on asteroids, they're packed full of precious minerals and gases and oils and everything else. Or
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you, but
is nothing but oil.
Dude, yeah,
there's a moon.
Interrupt you. Yeah, Titan, the moon, on the surface alone of that damn moon, there's 100 times more hydrocarbons, aka oil, than there is in the entire Earth. That's predicted, mined, used up already, and still in the reserves here. That's on the surface alone. So who the hell knows what's below that? Also, one asteroid in the asteroid belt that was knocked out of a core of a forming planet would have more rare earth minerals in it than all the rare earth minerals on Earth. That's one asteroid. So obviously, there's an incentive to go and do this, and it's not just to run around like a bunch of space aliens wasting some money, which
yeah, definitely agree. And just imagine the leaps and bounds we could have made. I mean, look at how fast it went during Kennedy's race to get to the moon. It can happen with the right funding and the right minds involved. But unfortunately, all the money and all the minds right now are not looking how to evolve humanity, but how to destroy it. I agree.
That's the problem. Is you got too many people fighting over ridiculous things that we could probably solve. But there's governments that are pushing war. There's different religious sects that are saying, hey, blah, blah, you're not right, so we're going to kill you. And it's just all over. Once that stops, where there's more, I'm better than you, or just we're considered equals.
Well, one thing I want to add in is that, I just sent somebody a huge
basically novel through Facebook on a page over them talking about terrorists. And the people who have been listening, they already know how I feel about that word anyway. Everybody's called into this phone line is considered a terrorist anyway, even though we all know that's the farthest from the truth. These people run around wearing these shirts that say infidel and Arabic and all this other stuff, don't have a clue as to the real threat. It has nothing to do with people out in the Middle East coming over and stealing a plane, which would have never happened if they would have continued to allow the pilots to have access to firearms. And by the way, Rand Paul wants to have guns mandatory in every single plane cockpit in the U.S. As well. That just came out, so I'm in full support of that. But just like that, most people are clueless, and they just buy into this terrorist threat because all they do is get on the TV, talk about terrorism, and tell you to listen and tell you to do whatever they say, and you're going to be okay, even though that you're 8 times more likely to get killed by a cop than a terrorist. Even though you're, I don't know how many times more likely, but you are more likely to get killed by a brain-eating parasite you get from swimming in the ocean or lake than you are by a terrorist. And you're also more likely to get killed by you're also more likely to strangle yourself with your blankets while you're sleeping than by a terrorist. I'd put $25 on that you're more likely to get killed by lightning than by a terrorist. But but we're all not talking in person right now, so that's out of the picture.
Yeah. All right, on that note, I got to go do some dinner stuff, but I'll probably check in later. This is Minnesota 1 out.
All right, see you later, Minnesota.
Well, what do you think, guys, now that I've had a chance to take a look at what that idiot said? I'm afraid he may have just tanked his entire support.
Who, me? What are you saying, man? I didn't follow that.
I think Mr. Bundy may have just wiped out a big chunk of his support. It's what happens to people whenever they're new to any kind of media exposure.
What he just said on that Alex Jones interview, or is that what you're talking about? Because whenever you started saying
the statement about the blacks being better off as slaves than on welfare.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was on the Alex Jones interview.
Is that where he said that?
I'm pretty sure. I just watched it today, and I was like, there we go. But he said he wonders if he didn't say that they were better off as slaves. He said he wondered if they were happier and had better family structure
as
slaves than they do now.
Yeah,
but
that's quite a structure.
As you and I both
I can
know,
understand what he was trying to say. He just said it terribly, and I had a friend of mine who was organizing some pretty big rallies and stuff, and hooked up with a guy who turned into a media whore, kept running his head until he destroyed it. The problem whenever people get some notoriety, that's not earned. It takes time to deal with his crap. But he's fucked himself up pretty good, in my opinion.
I'm sitting here looking at all these articles of how Clive Bundy is the most racist person in the nation.
Well, Rand Paul ran real quick, of course. I mean, they should say, well, yeah, okay, well, so what? The fact of the matter is, it's not about the man, it's about the issue. But character assassination in the United States is the tried and true way to, push tyranny.
Well, I'm glad Alex kind of cut him off before he delved any further into that, and I'm kind of glad Alex kind of swerved it off subject, and he asked something about how New York Times. He said that it's pretty much in the midst of him saying that, not really in the midst. It was due to the end, and Alex was like, so do you think that New York Times knows that what they're putting out is fake or what? And then that just changed from there. But the damage is already done. And if people don't listen to the full interview and understand what he's saying, because he never said anything about the blacks being better off as slaves. And I mean, there's people who get pissed off.
He just said it so badly.
Well, I mean, they said it. He didn't. In my opinion, he didn't say it badly. But to everyone else who's too sensitive and a chicken shit, excuse my language. But honestly, though, people will get pissed off if you refer to black people as black. And if somebody calls you white, then say okay. Or if you call someone a Mexican, that's racial profiling. I mean, people need to get over this whole damn race deal and get over it, because he didn't even say anything about them being better off as slaves. He said he wondered if they were happier or they had better
family structure back then. But
I know
I
what he was. I know what he was trying to say. He just said it very badly. And now, how do we bring it back to the issue, not the man? You know, that's the thing. It's not about the man. It's about the issue. It's about tyranny and land theft by BLM. Now it'll all be just about Cliven Bundy being a racist, so it's okay to hammer him. It's amazing how stupid people can be. We'll have to wait and see. I just sent a compressor out there for the militia. They can blow their weapons clean because of the damn dust.
Hey, this is Ohio 1.
See, that's why, hey man, how you doing, Ohio 1? But that's why I like the AK, because you can throw a whole entire handful, you can throw an entire shovel full of dust into an AK and it'll still run. But then again, if there was a bunch of people out there with AKs strapped to their backs, that would be a very, the terrorist word would have been thrown around a lot earlier, and the terrorist word would have been a lot more believable by the mass.
Well, people don't know the difference between AK and an AR, to be factual. It's just unfortunate whenever you end up in that situation with an AR. But now, then again, I like the accuracy of the AR. At 100 yards, you just got to swing bullets in AK.
Hey,
also with the AR.
Could I request some help real quick?
What's that?
Hey, we got a lot of background noise, so I don't know what's going on. What do you need, brother?
I love talking about guns just as much as the next guy, believe me. I love listening and talking about AK and AR variances, but I kind of need help. My mother has been watching Fox News, and of course they've used the whole African Americans would be better off as slaves ordeal, the twist on words there. And I'm not able to break it down to her of how they have taken what he said completely out of context. If someone could help me break it down to her in a better manner, I would greatly appreciate it.
Well, basically, the best thing you could do is just show her the actual clip of him saying, of him asking. He didn't say anything. He asked a question, and what he asked was, he said, I wonder if they were better off, he said, I wonder if they were more happy and had a better family structure back then than they do now in this new form of slavery. And then he pointed out a lot of bad points about that community.
He pointed out how they were dependent on government housing, they were dependent on food stamps.
Not all, but he didn't specifically.
Wait a minute.
He didn't say that it was only blacks. He didn't say that.
Wait a minute.
He said everybody. He didn't say blacks were gacked
Wait a
out
minute.
on welfare.
You're concentrating too much on what he said instead of pointing out what he was trying to communicate, that the black family was destroyed by welfare. Your mother will agree with that. What destroyed the black family? Welfare. That's what he was trying to point out, that they went from one kind of slavery and servitude into another because of that. Now, she'll agree with that. You say he just said it horribly. He's a 70-year-old man, and he said,
Exactly.
she'll understand that concept. Then you go from there it shouldn't be, wait a minute, it should not be about the man anyway. It's about the issue. The man does still have a right to free speech, even if he says things wrong and stupid. He still has that right to his opinions. This issue is about the issue, not the man. The militia's not out there because of just Clyde Bundy. It's because of the creeping tyranny.
By the way, notice how the news will try and twist it around and say that he claimed this or he claimed that. No, he asked the question. If people would just watch the original clip as well, and I mean, I agree with you. It's about the concept, not the person at all. But people are going to have to want to focus on one individual person when everything goes down, from it being Bin Laden after 9/11 and Saddam Hussein to Putin right now in the Ukraine situation. It's all about the ideal that's been going on. And,
let's see, who was the other gentleman that was speaking? The one that was saying that he has the First Amendment right? Here on the line, which female? Is this November 2/8 and who else?
Well, this is Comms 1 right here.
Oh, hey man, I can actually hear you now. You get a new phone?
No, I'm holding the microphone up to my face.
Oh, okay.
First time I've heard you in 10 days.
Yeah, no kidding, man. But who was the other individual that was talking here with me?
I think we lost him, but I'm just going to reiterate what he said. He does have First Amendment right to believe what he said, or say what he believes, but he didn't say anything that was derogatory towards any group of people. He actually said during that interview that he was in support of those people, and that he invited them out to the party at the ranch anyway, and that he has some person that he puts his life in his hand. He even said in that same clip that he puts his life in a black man's hands, and allows him and everything else. But he never said anything. He never said anything about the blacks. He asked a question. He said he wondered if they're more happy and had better family structure back then than they do now, with how everything's all misconstrued and skewed out of place. That's with everybody.
I'm on Michigan. Ken there, get a second so I can speak.
Hey, we got to go one at a time here. Michigan, go ahead.
All right. I had posted earlier the original footage of just what was said by Cliven on Barbie's wall. You can go look at that. And then I just found another clip from probably 2011 where another gentleman was pretty much trying to say the same thing that Cliven was trying to say, which was at slavery time they had more of a family life than they do with the welfare, and how the welfare program is separating families, demolishing, doing stuff to kids, and everything that Cliven was trying to say. So if you get a minute, it's a little bit long. It's like 9 minutes long. But once you watch both those clips, the first one's maybe 2 minutes of the actual statements. The second one is 9 minutes. But you get a lot better understanding of what he was trying to say.
Well, no, I think whenever I was listening to him, as the words were coming out of his mouth, I recognized what he was saying pretty well. I don't think he was trying to say anything about black people. I think he was asking a question as to whether they had better, or if they were happier, had a better family structure, which some could argue that they did have a lot better family structure back then. No, that goes for everybody though. That goes for all humans. Go back 200 years, and everyone's generally going to have a better family structure than we do now, with people getting girls pregnant and running off, never seeing them again, moving into a different state, or moving into, like, I know a guy who moved down to Florida because some sort of child support loophole down there. I don't have a problem with Florida, but I love Florida actually, but that's just an example. And guess, surprise, surprise, he was a white person. I'm just getting tired of people bringing up race left and right. This president has done nothing but divide people on race. And honestly, though, it's to the point where if you don't agree with someone who's black, or if you say one wrong word that someone wants to twist around and make it out to be something that you didn't even say to begin with, since you didn't even make a statement, that you're a racist immediately. I mean, just like if you don't like Obama, you're a racist. I'm sorry.
You are a racist. How dare you?
Yeah. If you don't like Al Sharpton, who doesn't he owe like more money? Doesn't he owe like $2 million in back taxes? And they're trying to go after Bundy. Send a 200-man team to Al Sharpton's house with the IRS, since they just got their new SWAT team, courtesy of the Affordable Care Act bill. Didn't read that part of the bill, did you? What does the IRS have to do with health care? As good as mine. But we're getting sidetracked here. The point is that he didn't do anything wrong. I understood him loud and clear. I've heard a lot of black conservatives say the same thing that he was saying there as well. And he said basically everybody's slaves with this new big government deal, and the media are just going berserk because they're looking for reasons to tear him down, because they know that he has a moral high ground on this whole situation, trying to bring him back, and they're trying to gain the moral high ground by claiming racism.
Okay, I need a second here. I just want to let everybody know, they just called in that they've got a weak rotation in the northern part of the county right beside me. So if I fall off, I'm sorry, but that means I'm out of cable. And I'll be back for electricity. And I'll be back as soon as I can.
You're about to run out of electricity?
Yeah, we have a severe thunderstorm warning and a possible tornado warning.
Stay safe, Barbie. That storm just came out of Missouri, I'm pretty sure, because we were getting rain all day.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about you, Barbie, and you stay safe.
I'm just
tornadoes ain't no joke. Remember Joplin.
Yes, I know. And that's not
love you, chick.
Dude, I tell you, whenever I seen Joplin, not too long after that happened, I'm telling you, dude, that was some of the worst things. That was some of the worst images I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what's on in the background, but we got someone that sounds like they're sliding their phone across an ice rink.
Sorry about that. I was trying to get my chair through the door. I forgot that it wasn't on mute.
You're good, man. Dude, these new Xboxes can see 100% clearly and identify who you are in complete 100% darkness. No matter how dark it is, they can identify who you are.
What is it, an IR camera or something?
Yeah, it's got. Well, if you look at it, the Kinect is what the camera is that recognizes your voice and all that. It's got a regular camera. It's got, I don't know what in the hell, it's got an IR one, I'm pretty sure, that if you look in a room that it's on, with night vision goggles, you'll just see, thousands, tens of thousands of little tiny dots scattered across the room. And, I don't know what in the hell the other camera that they got on there is, but it might be thermal because everybody's bodies is all orange and red and then everything else is all blue. But it can tell who you are, and I'm telling you, if you're looking through that IR camera, it looks better than some of my cameras that I have right now, and it's definitely better than my phone camera, and that's infrared. But I keep it pointed away from me